It's been a minute. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Critically Drinking. It's your boy Rashawn. Eyes are in the bushes. Sometimes it's just best to observe for a bit silently from the bushes. Damn right, that's exactly where I'm hiding at. Bush Queen, what's up? Quantum, Risa, Dury, and A. Hello, hello. How are all of y'all doing today? Listen, I feel you, but the algorithm still knows you are there. That's true. That is true. What is up? What is up? Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since we got a little roll on, little body roll. Listen, um, don't know what we are going to chit chat about today. I had a whole thing planned, but it was so conceptual, I really couldn't pull it off, and I was like, eh. So when Bree gets here, we'll chit chat about something. I've got a few things written down. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the vibe is like today. How's your Monday? How's your Monday? What's the vibe like for y'all? What's y'all's Monday like? How's y'all's Monday hitting? Is it hitting like a Monday or is it chill? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Because my day is definitely off. And if y'all catch me muting quite a bit, man, listen. I'm an oversharer. So I'll tell you like this. I took some probiotics. Okay. So if you hear like a door, like, you know, that creaky door closing or opening, that's not a door. That's me. That's my stomach. So oversharing, I know. Um, yeah. And yeah, good. Your day is going great. Perfect. Update on Brickiana. Listen, I don't know if there are any updates. I can pull up somebody's stuff, but it just seems like she's scamming. It just seems like a scam. So I know we had intended to talk about one of the topics out of there, but we'll see. It's hitting like 2 Mondays. Now listen, it can't hit like 2 Mondays. That's a little bit extra. That's a little bit extra. So, but we can definitely pull up something. I thought about talking about her specifically, but I really wanted to avoid that because, man, people were really bothered. People were really bothered by some of the information that came out. Hey, mod monsters and non-mod monsters. Okay. We got Rico in the building. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good. And it was good to see you up on Brother Clarence's. I peeked in from the bushes and I saw you and there's a bunch of y'all. There's like 6 of y'all. You, Vaughn, OG, and A. Yes, y'all were talking about, I think it was the brick lady. I think y'all were talking about the bricklayer, the brick mason. You know what's always a great topic? No, we're not talking about sex, Quantum. No, we're not talking about sex. Everything does not need to go to sex. You and Greg Bryant. Everything does not have to be about sex. Yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, good to see you all. I think I got, bricks. All white bricks. Cool. Yeah, Bree is out and about. Cool. Bree is out and about. Yeah, cool. So I will see. Again, I didn't have any plan. It's too much of y'all in here to greet one by one. Oh, I know you're not talking. You better greet everybody singularly like you always do, Inya. Don't be doing that. I didn't even say, never mind. You knew what we always know what you're thinking, Quantum. Vaughn, Eric in the building. Hello. Good to see you. Yellow said he pull up in a few. That's what's up. Man, I appreciate you. Yeah, ain't much popping. I'm gonna tell you because here's the problem. When I'm not streaming, there is a steady barrage of stuff I want to talk about. Until it gets time to stream, then I don't want to talk about anything. I don't know why that is. Bree triggered me with some videos about emotional and mental load, like guys putting off too much work on women. And I was like, but we worked through that. There's the brick lady begin. She looks like a scammer. It looked bad. As soon as she started talking, you out driving. Go handle your business. Get out of here.
No. Hello?
Yeah, you're
You talking to
driving, you
me?
said.
No,
family need to get out of here.
I'm not driving now. I'm not driving now. I'm just
Okay.
not cammed up because my family is downstairs having a very intense game of Smash Brothers, and they're so loud that I cannot. I y'all just be hearing yelling in the back. So I'm just upstairs on my phone. So that's why I'm on my phone.
Got you. Okay. That's cool. What's up? Hope your day is going well. Happy Monday.
It is doing well. Yes.
How is nephew? Okay, so I was just we're teaching I'm teaching him how to drive. Yesterday we were working on left and right turns with blinkers onto the street. He's good. Because he waited so late. I guess like cuz he's 22, because he's waited so late to drive, he's really picking it up like nothing. So yeah, so it's been cool. He's doing good. I will definitely try to see if he wants to come back, but he only likes really aggressive topics. So if it's not like really controversial, nephew really ain't into it. So I tried like the last couple of times. I tried to get increasingly controversial because the first time he was like, "Oh, that was too easy." So I tried to make it more
Right.
controversial, but even then it was like, it was too easy for him. I don't know how controversial he wants to get, except for like gay bashing, which I'm not into. You know,
Mm.
I'm more I'm okay with LGBT. I don't have any problems. I'll never call myself an ally because I'm just like everybody else. I'm misogynistic. I'm misandristic. I'm homophobic. I'm this. I'm that. I'm all of it. I have all of the same cultural hallmarkers of an American that everybody else has, but I won't deny it. But yeah, he that's it. He likes to bash Christians. He likes to bash. He likes to bash at everybody though. I promise you, my nephew he hates everybody equally like I do, but I love a few people. That's the difference between me and nephew. So I like to bring him back. I love to have him on, but it's got to be spicy for him. He's young. It's got to be energetic, and I don't know. Nothing gets his juices going more than hating somebody. But he's young, so
Okay.
yeah. But what's been up with you, Bree? How are you feeling? Are you just out and about? But how's your Monday?
Yeah.
Monday.
Busy. I'm just working on the business. Like, I got some stuff working coming down the pipe for the fourth quarter of the year, which starts October 1st, which is also my birthday. So I'm really trying to get like collaborations done, and like it's a lot. It's a lot. And so that's what we're working on. So my husband came back yesterday, and so he and the girls are hanging out. So that is why I'm not cammed up, y'all. So but it's been going good. Pretty busy, but it's good
That's what's up. Man, Bree's got something coming, y'all. Nice little product. So yeah, she's been doing her thing.
too.
So yeah,
I
do
just
your
finished a
thing.
t-shirt design today. I'm like
Okay.
finishing up a t-shirt design to go
That's
with
what I meant to
the
do.
stuff. So I am on the way. I got to drop some money. I got to drop a little bit of money, so I'm a little nervous, but just it's part of the business. So yeah, that's what I've
I
been
meant
working on.
to look at the sale. That's what I meant to do because you said you had marked down some stuff. So I gotta look
Yeah, because I'm about
around.
I'm about to turn it off today. So you better go ahead now.
Oh,
It was supposed to be a weekend sale, but I be late. I be running my store. I be all over the place. I'm sure I could automate it to just end at a certain time, but I just never do that. I'm like one of those people,
okay.
like I don't do auto pay either. It's something about automation that just makes me feel uneasy. So I just refuse to just automate my sales ending. So they always run like a day too long, you know. But
Okay. You got the
so that's
Gojo tea, the chainsaw tea. Those are both marked down. Okay.
yeah.
And
But
that based tea.
yes,
The
it's just
problem
like
is, Bree.
leftovers. It's leftover stock, so it's kind of
Yeah,
just whatever I got, and that's literally what I have at the house. So it's just
got you.
whatever sizes I brought home from the event. So
Got
that's
you.
pretty much
Got you.
how that goes. Just trying to move them out because 100 of any product is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Sailor Moon toe. Okay.
yeah. So we made some sales. I went to the post office today and dropped off some stuff. Not the
So
post office because fuck them, but UPS.
what's wrong with the post office?
I just hate them. They're so old. Like they're just so behind. I just can't stand the post office. It feels like I travel back like 20 years when I go to the post office. It
Man.
doesn't feel up to the, it doesn't feel like it's with the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feel old.
Now chat. I got a question for y'all. Now, there's a new COVID booster that's been approved by the FDA.
Do the other ones work?
I don't know. I didn't take a booster. I did get vaccinated. I did get vaccinated. I waited.
That's good. That's good.
I waited several months. Like when the first round
Mm-hmm.
of vaccinations, I waited. I waited and I waited and I
Mm-hmm.
waited. I waited to see if people were dropping dead from it.
Which, I mean, that
And
happens.
people didn't.
Some people do.
I mean, some people do, but some people drop
Yeah,
dead at
but not
everything.
not
So I was like,
majority
it
of people
wasn't
don't. Yeah, yeah.
right. So okay, I went ahead and took it. But I was like, now the boosters, I was like, why do I need to keep the boosters? Felt scammy. It started to feel scammy.
Feel like you're being scammed. Just
Yeah,
keep
because it was like, okay, get these two. Now you need a third booster. Now you need a fourth booster. Now you need more
Oh,
boosters.
this
I'm
is
like,
like the
okay.
fourth, right?
No, they already did four. This would be like if it's
fifth.
I guess for the variant. I guess they're doing like variant
Mm.
boosters.
Oh, that's cute. How often are these?
Yeah,
Once a
I'm
year?
looking now.
Nah, because if it was once a year, they would be like,
See,
oh, it's
5
just,
and up. 12, Yeah, this one. I guess it might just be when a variant rolls out.
Oh, okay. So they just boosting variants. Got it.
Yeah,
Well,
they were
that's cute.
formulated to target variants.
I already got the new variant, so I guess I'm good.
Mm.
I already got it. I had the Omarion variant, and now I got the bars.
Mm.
That's what it's called. It's bars.
Y'all
It's on brand. Why don't you go ahead and get the bars variant? Because you know, barcade, bartender, that's your thing. Just go ahead.
I'm okay.
Get you
I
the
haven't.
new variant.
If I've had COVID, I have had asymptomatic COVID, and I had no idea I had it. I don't want to get sick. If I get sick, I'm trying to hurt somebody. Like, cause whoever I think got me sick. Like, I'm gonna tell you, my mother had gone to Hawaii during the pandemic, and when she came back sounding like Froggy from the Little Rascals. And I picked her up and another lady from the airport, and I was like, "You sound funny." And I was like, and she was coughing, so I put my mask on, and I was like, roll it, like cracking the window. Got back, I had her do a COVID test, COVID positive, and I was like, man, if you had got me sick, I would have had to disown you. I don't know. Don't know, because people are being careless. Like if you're sick,
you know, people always say it's
avoid
allergies.
People.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's exactly what she did. She did that.
Allergies. I ain't heard no allergies like that.
Right.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
But you know, masks protect other people from you. So as you found out, they did not protect you. Unless it's N95.
I was trying not to argue with you about that.
Yeah,
because that defies logic.
It does not.
It does.
That's why you got to get everybody doing it for it to work. Because if everybody does it, then everybody's protecting everybody from each other. An N95 protects you from the outside air. The regular mask just protect other people from you.
What is the regular masks?
Because regular, just any cloth or the ones with the blue front, you know, whatever the one side.
The surgicals.
Yeah, the surgical mask. They protect. They keep your stuff from going.
Yeah.
Well. Let me be specific.
Right.
Because of the size of the virus, those masks do not filter that.
Yeah.
Now it does filter like stuff that falls, you know, like staph and certain things. It will filter that from you, but not viruses because they're too small.
Got you. Yeah, because I do have I use the 95s. I'm looking for the one with the particulate. I'm looking for these 3M ones. Because when you said that, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
The N95 does. But the thing about the N95s, if you have a beard, they really don't seal, right? You have to make sure they're really sealed. And like most people aren't going to probably seal them, right? Like at the hospital, we have to do a test to make sure we get fitted for those masks. And you do a test and they spray this stuff, and if you taste it, that means you're not sealed. You'd be shocked how well you think you're sealed up, and then they spray that stuff, and you'd be like, "Oh, I taste that a little bit," and they'd be like, "Oh, you need a different size." So it's very hard to fit an N95 mask if you're not trained to and by yourself. So that being said, it's better than nothing, of course, wear your N95, but you know, just letting you know, the average person probably isn't getting a good enough seal to completely protect them.
No, I agree with you.
So social distancing still works.
And see, I don't even believe in complete protection. I believe in as much as you know, just harm mitigation. We're just trying to minimize the risk here, because I don't think you're ever going to be completely safe without like a gas mask or something. So
Yeah, like of course, like social distancing, like where you're like the regular stuff works, but the thing about it is like everybody has to kind of do it, and then it's more effective. It's if everybody's on the same page, but you know that's the hard part about it now. Everybody's not on the same page anymore. So
Yeah. So yeah, just protect y'all's neck. Protect your neck, everybody. Do what you need to do. Do what you feel is necessary. Do what you feel is right. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher about the COVID protocols. I know it seems to be ramping up. People getting sick again. Not as bad as the first wave, but I
yeah,
don't know. I don't want to
people
hear
ain't
no
dying. It ain't finna be. They ain't finna do it
gonna be
like
too
this.
much.
Nah,
Yeah.
people can get sick.
Yeah. Now, Mr. He says in the building, hello. Hello. Good to see you,
Hey.
sir. Good to see you. Yeah, I almost wanted to passing by remark upon what I saw over the weekend, but it's like Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
what you think? Did I see what we seen a lot this weekend? We had a whole Discord chat. We seen a lot this weekend.
Yeah,
So.
say it a lot. The people be out here, man. People be out here. So thank goodness for Mr. He said, getting outside, getting out, because I think some people be inside too long, and it just be
The
looking wild.
inside air be toxic. Open
Inside
your windows.
open your
Run
window,
an air
give ventilation.
purifier. Do something.
Gotta get outside sometimes. I mean, sometimes just the bushes, man. Them bushes. It's sometimes just go outside and just go in the bushes and watch.
Take go in the bushes.
Go in the bushes. Just go in the bushes. Just watch the
I
rest
was
of the
gonna say just
world
go
from the
outside and
bushes.
take a deep breath and get some sunlight.
That's
what I was gonna
any of that. Any of that. Because I'm like, the
Woo.
world is gone mad. The world is gone mad. I mean, Brick Lady, that's one. Brick Lady, that's
We
one.
gonna keep calling that lady Brick Lady. This is just so.
Yeah, we breathing your own breath. Recirculation. Recirculation. Yes.
Yeah, we was talking about Brick Lady, and
but I think her last name is like Basham or something like that, which is funny.
Oh, that would be. You're not gonna have me out here, Gil. Never mind. We need to see if that's really her last name, and I'm sure they don't say it like this. It's probably Basham, something like that, right?
Robashi, Bashi.
Robashi, okay, Robashi.
Rhoda Bashi. So Rhoda Bashi. You just put a D on it. Rhoda Bashed. Rhoda.
It's not how you gonna change the vowel sound though. You got to do it in her native tongue.
Bashi.
Bashim. Brick Bashim.
See what I'm saying?
That's why you don't read that out loud.
Allegedly, and I don't know this to be true. Allegedly, there have been multiple GoFundMe cited from multiple friends. Of Rhoda
she raised what, $42,000
on that one, just on that one, allegedly. Yellow Brick Rhoda. I like it. Yellow Brick Rhoda. I like it.
We ain't petty. She petty. She out here scared.
Billy.
Kobayashi.
Every mask requires a seal test and breathes 100% on that. But unless you have a self-contained breathing apparatus, it is cool to pretend makes people feel better.
If it make you feel better,
it is a good.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got one of them 3M masks. We got one of them Bang masks because my husband has very bad asthma. When there's like mold, or sometimes when he cuts the grass, and if he try to cut the grass in the spring when the pollen out, he had to go to the hospital. So we got one.
That ain't no good.
Yeah, but yeah, she ain't shit. She a scammer. She a scammer. That's what came out about Miss Brick Lady. And shame on all y'all black folks for taking on the narrative she was spitting. Okay? Because she African, so she wasn't never talking about me or the men I knew. So I'm just say that now. I don't know the men she talking about.
She said black men. They ain't do nothing.
Who? What kind of black? What kind of black we talking about? Like black? We talking about literal? Like what are we talking about? What's black?
I don't know, Brie. I don't know. So that might have to be the conversation. I wish I got to see the entire. I didn't get to see the full stream. I know Brother Clarence never talked about it, and I know Rico brings that up quite a bit. Like when people say black, like whatever assumptions in their mind is what they go with. Like what do they mean? Like American, like Black Americans,
right? Who
like that whole from around the world black? Like they have black heritage. Like what are we talking about?
Black, I don't know. Like the color black, like . What we talking about? Brown? We talking about some who black? What we talking about? Like who
Yes,
all there? Who all finna be there? That's what I need to know before we start just taking it on. Cause she ain't talking about the black men I know, so I don't know.
But why not? Now, as far
Because
as
I'm from the
just
South,
regular,
and I feel like, and
y'all ain't
I
none of
grew up.
y'all hit no woman with a brick.
I
Ain't
grew up
nobody
around
in the
hood
South.
niggas. Like I really grew up around hood niggas. I ain't saying they don't put their hands on women, but bricks, never seen it. Not
Okay,
never.
I'm about to do a search. Man,
I'm just saying. I've heard of people. Let me see.
with
I done heard people
bricks.
pouring acid on people. I done heard people. Not still, but I've heard of it. You know what I'm saying? I've heard of it multiple times. Like working in the hospital, I've heard of people saying, "Oh, this woman got acid thrown on her by other women, more than men, because they try to mutilate." I've heard that, and I've seen men beat down some women. It's just usually they don't need bricks because you already beating a woman ass. Like what you getting a brick for? That's like
okay.
And most of the
99
dudes who like
happened in
super
New York.
crazy. Oh, see, that's New York.
Ohio 2019.
Oh, them your people. Okay, so we need to be more specific, Black. Okay, let's see. Keep reading, because I heard New York, Ohio. You said 99 was in New York?
Yeah, 99, they happened in New York.
Oh, okay. New York. So I'm hearing them niggas crazy. Ohio.
Daytona Beach. Where's Daytona
Florida
Beach?
people crazy. We know Florida people.
Florida.
They all crazy. They special crazy. So yeah,
Florida, and that was a black dude.
But the Florida, the same place somebody face got ate off. So I mean, yeah.
And that was 2021. 2021. Let me see. Black woman. No, that's Rhoda. That's Rhoda. So. Balboa Park, San Diego.
Nope. Still not the men I'm talking about. So I'm just waiting.
Another black guy.
What's their name though?
I don't know what kind of black. I don't know what kind of black. I'm just seeing a picture.
Then that's the other thing. Like, what's their name? Because I ain't heard no names.
It just says homeless man.
You said Malik, and I'm like, what's his last name?
Oh, Malik. Let me see. Let me go back to Malik. Give me a second.
Is it like Malik Jackson, or is it like Malik insert some other name?
Malik Irving.
Okay, he black. He black. He regular black.
Yeah. So it looks like there's quite a few. Atlantic City. Let me see. Samuel Cooper. Samuel Cooper. Let me get a picture.
That's up there.
Samuel Cooper. Yeah, I guess in the South, man. Maybe y'all don't use bricks in the South unless you're Florida. You don't claim Florida.
We don't claim Florida. Yeah, anything in Florida, they buy themselves.
There's no photo here.
So once again,
Samuel Cooper.
I stand by my statement. Okay.
I'm
from the South. I mean, bricks. We talked about subcultures, and I know New York dudes crazy and violent. It's not that Southern men don't have their own brand of violence. It's just not like that. They be shooting niggas down here. That's pretty much.
Let me just search for. Let me see.
He said urban sound Jamaican.
Georgia.
There you go. It got to be somebody somewhere who was high or something. Like, it got to be somebody.
Had to be.
Somebody.
2013. Let me see. Brian Duncan. Give me a second. Brian Duncan. Let me see. Southwest Atlanta.
Okay.
Let me see.
Ooh, he probably he's from the SWAT.
Let me see. Brian Duncan hitting a woman several times with a brick and then kicking her before stealing her purse.
That's the SWAT, yeah. I'm not gonna say it. If you're from Atlanta, you know about the SWAT. It's basically like a third world country. You don't go over there.
No photo. Got no photo here.
No photo. But okay, we'll take it. Somebody in the SWAT did it. I mean, that sounds, extremely.
Oh, there he is. Nope. Got a photo. Oh, hold up.
But he regular black, right?
Yeah.
Brian Duncan sound regular black. I don't.
I mean, it depends on the word regular is doing a lot of heavy lifting. I'm
garden variety. Garden variety. You ain't got
I don't even like
nowhere. You ain't got no kin nowhere else but over here. That's regular black. That's it. You ain't got no kin nowhere but over here. I feel like that's regular black. Yeah,
There you.
that's a regular hood nigga.
That's not
You know, like he
regular.
got a little
If
something
I see
going
that face,
on.
if
He
I
got
see
some
that
kind of.
face, I'm like, that's not
I
regular.
mean, he definitely looked like he on demon time, but he looked black. Like he looked, he looked black. You know, regular black.
Yo.
Not the
Mm,
SWAT.
mm,
It's
mm.
SWAT. SWAT, like Southwest Atlanta. SWAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't know, but shame on
Yeah.
y'all. Y'all let that African lady play y'all.
I don't know. It immediately felt suspicious when I saw the area that she was in. Regular black, right? What's regular?
Regular
That's all
black.
that face
Rashawn
is.
know what I mean. You playing. You know what regular black means.
Nah, I don't think I know what regular black is anymore.
It's
I
funny
don't think I
because
know.
we would encounter this all the time. Because when I worked in the hospital, people would just put black, and then like you'd be like, she's black, and they'd be like, what kind? Like regular black?
Regular black.
Because we had a lot of we all had a lot of immigrants. We had a lot of so it would be a variety of black people. So sometimes you'd be like, she regular black, like garden variety black, or she like
Diet black.
she got something else in the black.
Diet black. Yellow, are
Not
you diet black?
not diet black.
Or are you regular?
You regular black. Yellow's regular
Oh,
black. Or you could say garden variety, because people would ask me that about my baby daddy when he like my husband when he was my baby daddy. They be like, is he mixed with he regular black? That's what people ask. They be like, is he regular black? I'd be like, yeah, he regular.
Garden variety. That just sounds weird too, though. I don't know. I don't know. Qualifying and quantifying black is just so weird.
It's not, but it makes a difference sometimes in certain conversations. Because they're
Yeah, I
basically
get it.
asking you, like, are they culturally from
Culturally,
here,
like,
or
yeah.
are they like from somewhere else? Because they're still black, but like, are they from a different culture of blackness?
Mhm.
So like, that's when it would come up all the time. Like, you know, he look like he might be mixed with some. Is he regular black? And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wonder though, like culturally, because there are a lot of people I've met who are from other heritages. I'm Black Zero. I'm Black Zero. Oh, you just regular, degular, schmegular black.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
don't
just
know.
regular black.
I've met Asians. I've met Africans. I've met a lot of people who were more American culturally black than I was.
What?
So,
What do you mean
yeah.
by that?
Well, culturally, as far as the types of things you partake in, if people were to listen to you talk, look at the way you dress, the
Right.
music you listen to, all of the art that you consume, that's the culture. So I
Okay.
wonder, like, even as far as who you choose to partner with, I've seen a lot of people who are not Black American, but then they embrace that kind of,
Our
I'll say,
culture.
closer to hood, the hood culture, the hood subculture.
Right.
Like they'll adopt and adapt to that, and I promise you, if it was just based on how you operate day to day, they're a lot more Black than I am. Like, they're culturally Black.
I mean, they might be a lot more hood than you are. But hood culture is a subculture of blackness, is it not?
So what I say stands. If hood culture is a Black culture, they're more into that than I am.
Well, originally you said they blacker than you culturally.
Same thing. If hood is a subculture, so hood culture is a Black culture, it's just a subculture of that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're more of any offshoot of Black culture, then it would be more Black culturally. So even if it was, so then how you phrase it, you pick your words.
I mean, to me, I'm just thinking it just sounds like you're saying they're more like adapting like hood culture than you. Like, they're more hood than you. They're more hood than you is kind of what I heard you saying.
Right, which is what I was going for as like synonymous with Black culture. But what is Black culture?
I think there's different variants of Black culture. So like there's the hood culture, but then you have the people who do like the Black excellence. Like that's the subculture of Black culture that's not hood. It's still scammy, but I'm just saying it's one of the subcultures in our culture. So all Black cultures aren't
I get you.
hood. So
I
like for
get you.
me,
I get
that was
you.
kind of the disconnect. All Black
I just don't.
subcultures
I just
aren't
don't.
hood.
I just don't associate that as a culture. Like to me, that's
I
a
mean,
phenomenon. That's not a culture.
I think if
Because
you
there's
talk about the people in like certain circles of like money or certain social economic classes, I mean, even if you don't want to say Black excellence, let's just say like maybe just a higher income, higher social area of Black, they have a culture, they have a culture. Now some of
that's
that might
uniquely
depend
Black.
on. Yeah, I mean, they all run together. Like some people talk about the boule, like because a lot of them have gone to college or are in
Mm-hmm.
sororities or whatever. There is a certain like HBCU, like there's different cultures that I think are subcultures of Blackness that aren't all hood. Like I don't think all Black cultures and subcultures are hood or poverty. So that's the only reason I kind of struggle with saying that.
I understand what you're saying. I'm speaking in a very general way, and when the general
Yeah.
person says Black culture, there are certain things that come to mind. In a general conversation, if you say Black culture, people do not think of the talented boule bougie
Right.
culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what comes to your mind. I was going
Yeah,
with the
yeah. For the
stereotype
average
Black culture.
person, yes, Black culture is hood culture. I can't agree
Yeah,
with that. Like for the average
yeah,
person, yeah.
yeah. For all men, you're way more dangerous. Subdue a lady that lays hands on you, never to harm. That's worked for me for over 60 years. I don't know why that would be controversial. Yeah. I always assumed hood culture was an offshoot of poverty, trying to do more with less. For the most part, I would say hood is specifically Black because I think there are
Yeah,
different languages for poverty in different, I don't
right.
know what the, like racial
Yeah,
zones. I don't
because
think we
white
call
people
it
is like
hood.
trailer park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep. It's a bunch of ghetto shit we attach to Black culture. If that makes you Black, then be less Black than them. And
I don't know.
I'm just
Rashawn
saying,
kind of ghetto, so I don't know.
wow. I mean,
Just
I'm,
kidding.
no, it's okay. I wouldn't. It just, I, and I was getting ready to say something that sounded so horrible. I wish I was ghetto. Like, I wish I could have fit in coming up. I wish I could have fit in. I wish
You
I
should
could.
could
I,
have
I
been
wish I could have
just a
fit in
little
more.
bit more ghetto. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there needs to be a
I
new
do.
subculture for the guy who grew up hood adjacent but didn't like get into hood life. You guys, y'all need a name. What do y'all call yourself? What's that subculture?
I'm not sure. We never had a
But it's a
name.
lot of guys who kind of fit. Like I feel like my husband one of them.
Yeah.
Like he grew up kind of in the hood area, hood adjacent,
Yeah.
but didn't really take on that stuff. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think a lot of the men who feel in that space felt like, oh, I'm disconnected from Black culture. But then it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of Black men who had that experience, so there has to be some
I would
common
say
thread for those men.
the term that most often gets used for those type of guys and what we fit into squares. Typically, what some of us get.
L7s. There y'all go. Lanes.
Culturally, it can change from block to block. Never a completely dominant thing in the large side. That's facts. That's
So
facts.
y'all some
Godless
lanes.
someone is in the building. We some lames. Yeah, I mean, I can take that. Like none of the stuff offends me. I've heard too much for any of it to.
Yeah. But I mean,
I
like
absorb
more
all of
so
it.
coming up. I don't think adults call anybody their lane. If you still calling people lanes and you're an adult, like that's weird.
I
Are people
mean,
still doing that?
I've seen some streams this weekend. I've seen some
They
strange
calling people
streams.
some lanes?
I just saw some streams that gave that kind of energy. That gave that kind of
Really?
energy. We're calling adults. We're calling adults that have adult relationships. We're just calling them all kinds. It's
I don't know. I mean, I have seen a phenomenon on TikTok lately where people are talking about the airport dads. And I mean, what people are describing as airport dads would be considered lames by most Black women, I think.
What's an airport dad?
It's just like an energy they have when you travel to the airport. That's where it came from. They're very like it's just how they act in the airport. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a certain brand of you know how like everybody has kind of like when they say, oh, when you travel, this is the group. You always got this archetype. You got this. It's the archetype of man that they're making a joke about. Like he keeps up with it. He takes everybody's passports. Like he's like holding all the suitcases. He's like making sure y'all wake up 3 hours early. Y'all get there 3 hours early. Like he's just very like on top of the travel plans, and you're not gonna miss your flight. You're not gonna lose no
Got you.
passports. Like very
A very
management.
competent individual.
He is a very very competent and make sure everybody gonna make it to their destination without losing anything.
Yeah.
So they kind of been talking about that online. I'm like, dang, looking at the airport dads, I'm like, yeah, most black women would say they some lame. So
yeah, I mean, there was a viral post a while back, and lady was like, he just looked like he was responsible, like he pays for his car insurance or something, or he pays for healthy. It was something stupid. I was like, oh my god,
basically,
like just paying your bills, like,
yeah,
responsible.
Yeah.
How dare he?
Yeah, that's basically all it is. It's just like a certain brand of responsible.
That actually walked into something. I actually wrote a note, and I've been thinking about this for a minute. Like, so we know people are kind of looking for drama. People are looking for excitement. I feel like the natural drama that life we've subdued a lot of the drama in life, a lot of the unexpected, a lot of the spontaneous, a lot of the things that would probably be like mishaps, or that would be like not catastrophic, but they would cause some of that drama. Like, man, you can't.
It's like problem solving, like, critical thinking. Yeah, like
I just want to give an example, like your kids. Like the school bus doesn't show up, so now you can just call your kid on the cell phone. Oh no, we're a couple stops away. So a lot of the things that would get your blood pressure up don't happen because we have access. You don't know where your partner is and you're worried about them. You can call them or text them. Oh no, I'm cool. Or you can check the little app and see where they are because you got tracking on them. Whatever.
Right.
A lot of the things where we would have had like natural drama because we didn't have access is gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, so now we create drama in these other ways. And what you said reminded me of that. Like, we're creating drama because we lack it. Like, we made our lives so easy. And I know Greg Bryant and Billy, they be talking about like people are bored. Yeah. So
they kind of doing like what Dr. K was talking about. You just get up and run real fast, like a lion's chasing you or something.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like some kind of response to that. Like, we just need to get some of that off. Like, you have to feel, it's like you're constantly just thinking you're in danger. Nothing. So it's good to like create the drama. So you kind of feel like there's a stimulus. Like, at least if there's drama here, it's like the people who say they cut and stuff. It's like, well, at least if the drama's right here and I can point to it, then I know what's stressing me out versus the level of stress I carry every day for no particular reason. So I think it's kind of that same idea.
But I think that's why there's so much aversion to responsible people, because it cuts out some of that excitement. It, like, I think we know without knowing it and be able to verbalize it. I think we know like responsible people are going to naturally take out that excitement of, I don't know if I'm going to make it there on time, or is somebody going to go off on me because I'm being disrespectful or inconsiderate. Like, responsible people like preempt a lot of the problems that people are relying upon for like their moment-to-moment drama. What's up, All-Star Advisor Alonzo Hall is in the building, and Von Eric again. Salute to you, sirs. Good to see you. So I just think it's fun. I think that's a lot of what we're doing. Even the whole bricklayer. I think the response, and I'm going to say specifically from the men and the women who like dug down on what I would say the wrong side, the women who are like, believe all women, and the men who are like, she deserved it. Like, those two camps specifically are more for just like burning everything down. Like, it's all like an energy. Like, I'm not going to do anything or say anything responsible. I just want to have a good time. And like, I'm going to just make this an emotional catharsis place, because there was no reason on those two camps. There was no thought put into any of those two camps. I'm like, man, it's just you hate the other side so much.
People have no ability. I was going to say, people have gotten pushed so far to the extremes that I just don't think they have any ability to even like come to middle grounds or like in from the middle ground. I think that's just kind of what happened. It's like the lady I shared who was talking about being a single mom and just like, well, I guess my only option is to co-parent with a mom. I'm like, girl, what?
Which was crazy. because
That's
that
such a
wasn't
goofy
like in her
take.
original too. Like there's this video that Bree shared, and this lady said she was a stay-at-home mom for a provider. She had a provider husband or spouse, partner, whatever, and she was a stay-at-home mom. But he was, I guess it was like an unhealthy relationship. You know, everybody's got an unhealthy relationship with the narcissist. But she decided to leave that and become a single mother. And she was complaining about that because, like, why, if I, you know, I've got to either stay in this relationship that's unhealthy, or I've got to be a single mother and try to figure out all the home stuff and how to pay bills. And these are like terrible choices. So she's like, I need to find like a co mother, like partner with another mother to make life easier. And it's like, it's just so weird, which is automatically a third choice. She's like, there's only two choices, but she made the third choice. I could find a woman to cohabitate with. But that's weird because if you can find a woman to cohabitate with, why couldn't you
Right.
cohabitate with a man? Like,
Why wasn't the option of like find a good partner next time to build a life with?
Find a good
Because
partner.
like find a good partner. Even if she wouldn't have said male or female, it's just like you the whole idea of finding another partner is the answer. Like if you want to have help with life, you know, and you don't have a village because apparently you don't have any kind of support system. So like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to get into a romance. Why should a random person just give you all of this energy and their resources? Male or female. Like, why should a mom who is already also another single mom, like, you do realize if y'all come together and pool resources, yeah, y'all probably still gonna be broke though. Unless like one person decides to be the stay-at-home mom and the other one goes to work, then you're still gonna face the same problem, which is,
but it would be like going 50-50.
I guess, yeah,
Like
they're gonna like do the relationship
mm-hmm.
kind of thing. We both go to work, we both take care of the kids, but then it's like, do you think two women who aren't romantically involved are going to be able to problem solve to the degree required to do that? Because we see how
No.
people struggle with it in romantic relationships.
No, Bird. It's exactly the same thing as that assumption that being in a space with all women is safe because there are no men there. It's the same assumption. I'm not going to be harmed, abused, or taken advantage of because it's another woman.
Right.
Wrong. Women fall out all the time because
right.
It could be sisters, it could be best friends. People do stuff because they're poor character.
Right.
And the gender-based assumption of safety is crazy to me. Oh, G Patrice in the building. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, and then like it's gonna be the same problem. You can't discipline my child. All the same stuff. I just would love for her to do it just so she can see the same problems are gonna come up. It's gonna come up. It may not sound exactly the same, but it's gonna be the same problem. She can't discipline your child, even though she's responsible for taking care. Y'all going to have, you don't want her talking to your child this kind of way. All the same stuff you would deal with the man. I promise she gonna deal with the same stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, it could be as simple as the fact that you want to give your kids different snacks, but because everybody's sharing the same household, whatever snacks they have are going to be available to your kids unless you're putting locks on fridges and cabinets. So there's a lot of logistical stuff people don't even consider when you're trying to bring households together that might have different value sets. But you're just grabbing a random mom because you want to,
because they both struggling. It's just gonna be, I'm struggling, you struggling. Let's get together so we won't have to struggle. I'm like, struggling broke assholes. That be the worst people to try to collaborate with. I promise you, like, because they be on hustle energy. You know, like hustle. They gotta hustle.
Survival
hustlers, mode. Hustle energy is not always the best for collaboration. I'm just saying. That's just my take. I don't know, but nah.
Let me ask you a question. I was on with Conscious the other day, and he had asked a question. I didn't really. I know we talked about it lightly, but social media in general, because I'm starting to think. I know it's a tool. I know it's neither good nor bad, but I want to ask you, for you personally, has it been like a boom or a bust in your life? Has it been like beneficial, or do you think it's a detriment?
Social media.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been beneficial. I don't really I've never really been like, I didn't really engage. I engage more with social media now than I ever have because I have a business now. So, but before that, personal use, I just never got so wrapped up in it because I've always had a strong identity, sense of self. Always have strong like hobbies and subcultures and like people that I interact with, and I just do have always done a lot in real life. So I never really got big into the social media thing. I've always had them and maintained them, but I kind of use them more as a tool to enhance what I already have going on. So like Pinterest is always like ideas, and like Facebook was just a way to connect with family. But once I had kids, I got really big on their privacy, so I never really posted a lot after that. And when I'm out doing stuff, I really just get caught up in the moment, so I don't really take a lot of pictures. So it just never really kind of grabbed me. It took me forever to get a TikTok, so like I just got it. But now I use it for business. So I'm like on Twitter all the time, tweeting, I'm engaging with people. So I kind of use it for my own benefit. If it wasn't really making me money, I don't really know if I would be nearly as engaged. Like honestly, y'all probably wouldn't even know me right now.
I can't stand you.
I'm just saying. So for me, social media has been beneficial, but it's because I came to social media with a purpose for it. I think if you don't come into it with a purpose, it's going to give you one, consumerism.
Mm.
But if you come in with a purpose like most things, then you can kind of have dominion over yourself. If you have dominion over yourself first, and then you decide to go into it, then I think it changes how it's a product for your benefit. But if there's nothing that if you're not using it as a product, then you're the product, basically.
Yeah.
So
that dynamic has come up in a few things we've talked about. I'm gonna say social media. We talked about it with regulation, like discipline type things. Like if you don't we say that to kids a lot too. Like if you don't get yourself control, the world, like it might, if you're so out of control, it might be the police. Like eventually somebody's going to regulate you. You have to be regulated in a society. And there was something else I was just telling somebody. I was talking to somebody and I was like, it's good that they as far as working, they made some decisions. And I was like, it's good that you made the decision, because otherwise they're just going to make the decision for you. And it's always better to make that decision for yourself. So I like that, because it's a principle I see creeping up a lot lately. Bravo with Sheila Network and Sheila Ingram Ministries. Good to see you in the building. Hope everything is going well for you today, this Monday.
Yeah, but I think that's a good way to see it. I don't think most people have a good handle on their own life. I think a lot of people just like happening to them. So I don't think that a lot of people, I really don't think that's a normal mindset, but it's a mindset of productivity. But I don't think most people just feel like life is just kind of happening to them and they just gotta deal with whatever is thrown their way. But you actually have a lot more control than you would think, but it's really hard to convince people of that when they're just like programmed or used to seeing it the other way.
Yeah. And that kind of, again, just tying it back in, I think there's a victim, and I hate it. Whew, man, I hate certain terms because they remind me of certain spaces. So like victim mentality, oppression Olympics, all that stuff, those certain terms bother me for not the same reason they bother other people. But it bothers me because I see people allow it to keep it that stance, that victim stance keeps people from thinking for themselves. Like they literally quit thinking for themselves and they give over their thoughts to like ideologies. Like speaking like the brick incident. There was a lady in the comment section. She was like, I don't care if she's lying. I'm going to side against men. And I was like, what kind of mess? And people like, no, they're trolling. I'm like, no. I'm like, because I clicked on the person's name. That's how most people
are, sheep. Yeah.
And I was like, she said it out loud. Like, we should be thankful that she said it out loud, because I looked at it. It was like, don't. They thought it was a guy trolling to make women look bad. And I was like, it's hard to believe, but real people feel that way. Like they hate men, or men that hate women so much that they don't care what the truth is. They just want to see the other person burn. And I was like, it's insane that there are so many people that feel that way. And now it's acceptable that they feel comfortable writing it out with their name attached. Like, I mean, it wasn't like one of those anonymous names. They had a photo and they had a name. And I'm like, I don't care if she was lying.
It's all them Marxist agendas. It's all those offshoots of Marxist ideology under the guise of different types. Just rewrapping Marxism in black versus white, men versus women. I mean, they're all Marxists, and every time you get to Marxism, you always get the people just being so extreme and hating the other side, and they're just willing to murder them. They just don't see them as human, and they just think the answer is to just eradicate them all from the earth, and then they become the new oppressors. I mean, it's just all, it's so ingrained in a lot of like the ways that we're taught things like in our culture, because, you know, I'm not gonna get all into it. It's not really even a conspiracy. Like, it really just is Marxist. But like, you know, I just don't think most people, you go through public school, you go through institutions that are like making you easily, you know, influenced, and, you know, that is to the benefit of the system. Like, this is a capitalist society. We just got to make sure that people don't really think too much, because we need them to buy stuff to fill the holes in their hearts. So as long as they're doing that, everything's great. So,
Man,
you know, we don't need people thinking for themselves. That's not useful. So, you know, I think it's crafted that way on purpose.
yeah, that's it. I just have a general hatred for 80% of all living things. I'm okay.
Yeah, and that's so funny. Like, I'm like, people said, like, it's crazy because my
Okay.
mom always said I was mean, like, coming up, and people like seem to think I'm mean. But I really don't hate anybody. I hate things, but I don't like hate people.
That's facts. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I can go talk to anybody.
Yeah. You never really came across vitriolic towards people. But like
Yeah,
ideas and behaviors, yeah, I've heard you get a little wrathful towards some of that stuff. Yeah, people, nah,
people cool with me. I mean, they're gonna do people stuff, but like,
yeah.
you know, that's cool.
I
Which is
just think
what I'm
social,
always looking at, like in the situation, like social media, like has messed people up. Because even with the brick situation,
yes.
like when we had the whole like hot dog, people get so virtue, like, oh, virtues, say I have all these virtues on social media, and people do not move like that in real life. It's the weirdest thing to me.
Okay. Man, I'm trying not to talk about this one thing in specific, but it's so weird when people like are not a part of like a faith system, like that
Right?
specific, like hold people to a faith system, but like nobody's
But
a part of like Rashawn. I'm gonna hold you to the Bible, but Rashawn's not a Christian, and the person holding Rashawn to it is not a Christian. It's like like
what is that?
I
That's
don't know what that is too. Like I don't know where
that's
we've
like
gotten.
virtue.
I don't know
What
where
I
we've
was
got,
calling it, it's like virtue signaling, but it's almost like
but it's
birth
worse.
standing. It's like I I see people do that sometimes when they try to figure out what your virtue is, and even though it's not theirs, they try to use it against you, which I
Yeah,
guess
that's
is
happened a
like,
few times.
yeah, which is like, I guess legitimate, but it's just like, it's, if you see someone doing that, then you have to realize that they're playing to a third party.
Yeah.
They're playing to a third party to benefit whatever they're trying to do. That's what I always assume. If you not it and the person you talk about ain't it, then you're playing to a crowd. Then you're assuming
Yeah.
that the crowd is whatever that virtue system that you're using as an incriminating thing is for. So there's a third party at play that you're playing to.
I wonder who the Bible thumper. I don't know. I just there's so many things that just confuse me. The that lady who said she didn't care, and like people didn't know, like people had, I don't know. I think there's a part of humanity that really wants to believe the best, no matter what we think. There's a group of us that really do not want to believe that people are as bad off as they are. Like they really just, it's hard to accept that there are some just crazy folks out here. And when she was honestly said that she doesn't care if she's lying. And I know people like that in my real life who told me I should stand by them no matter how wrong they are. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like if I know you're dead wrong, if I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I can't support you in wrongness. And we actually got into an argument over that because they're like, nah, I would stand by you. Nah, you wouldn't. And I
But
wouldn't want you to stand by me wrong. If I'm wrong, I need you to correct me. But there's a whole host of people that want to be wrong and to be supported in wrongness. And that part, that's what irks me about where we're getting to. I think social media has us
like the
that
echo chamber, hive
the echo
mind kind of
chamber, that
thing.
hive mind. What
Yeah.
you shared, that radicalization chamber. Well, I think
Yeah.
I think people are radicalizing because they're
Oh yeah.
getting ramped up. To I was watching MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, when he was talking about the brick woman. I could tell his stance was just
It's
so
radicalized.
it was like it was so anti her simply because she was a her. Like even like okay, if a woman makes a claim that I've been harmed, the immediate response being to I'm going to check into her background is weird for me. Like I can see checking into the claim. Oh, let's see what happened. What happened? No, I'm gonna start investigating your background. I'm gonna start. That's
it's a radicalization. Like someone who like, like has no bearing. This is just a story. I mean, you ain't gotta do that all that. I'm just looking at video and I'm just like, there's some issues here. There's just questions. Like the two nurses in the group was just like, I got a lot of questions. If I can't get answers to them questions, which I'm not about to, like, I'm just not gonna. Okay, have a good flight. Yeah. I'm just not gonna lean into an emotional response if I can't get answers to my questions, and I know I can't because I don't know the lady. So at that point, it's just like, I mean, that's just how you feel about it.
Yeah, cause I definitely had questions, but I'm like, man, I wouldn't even have thought to do the background checks. Now part of me is glad they did.
Right.
We got some information because people were super sleuthing. But it's like, man, I would just my gut response is like, okay, this is sketchy, and I'm gonna walk away. This sounds like a scam, so I'm gonna walk away.
But man, it was definitely giving scammer without knowing all of that. It's just, to me, from the beginning, it just seemed weird. There's just a lot of stuff with just listening to what she said. I'm just like, it's just kind of weird. And so, like, me just knowing it, like, doubt me, don't. Like, it just sounds weird. So I'm just gonna be like, it's a lot of information missing here. But she got on TikTok crying. So
yeah, a lot of people get on TikTok crying. That's the thing, though. I think people, because of their gender identities, that gender identity, they absorb a lot of stuff that's just not valid. I think a lot of men listen to a lot of help your arms don't get too tired. Yeah, she's flying. It's
like
I listened to Real Talk with Yanni. A couple times. And she had a live stream that she immediately took down. When she was just questioning, she's like, there's a lot of questions here. And people were like, no, you should never question. I'm like, why are we to a place where, because it's problematic to me, Brie. And I hear the affirmation, believe all women or believe all victims. I hear believe all black women. That's problematic to me because not everybody's honest. Like that honesty built in, like that automatic truthfulness. A lot of
I'm not saying I'm not saying people don't say it, but if you had to identify an identity or group that's mostly perpetuating that message, like, is it feminist or?
I see. Again, when I say feminist, when I say like an identity group, I always think about it in a bastardized sense. Like nobody's holding true to values and ethics that were originally.
Of course, yeah.
So I would say people that have absorbed a base level of feminism.
Okay.
Like so, or womanism. That pro woman platform. There's a pro woman platform, which I understand is a response to patriarchal models in our society. I get that.
Right.
But to believe that there is no such thing as an unsafe woman or a woman who would lie or be dishonest, that's problematic. That's the same thing as the person that told me I should support them even in wrongness, which is, I think, where old girl got that thing. Like, I don't care if she's lying. Like, how do you get to a place where you don't care if somebody's lying and blaming somebody for something they didn't do? Because you're okay with them making a victim of somebody else, which means you're not about morality. You're not about right and wrong. You're about identity over morality. And to me,
I mean, there's an extreme, there's a radicalization where nobody cares what happened to y'all. So it's never really like on the other end of it. If she did, God forbid, she actually had a man around and she decided to say did it, he was been in jail. And, people don't think about it, what's on the other side of lying for anybody. If you're lying on a person, there's a person on the other side who got lied on. So
yeah.
People are so radicalized or emotional. It's like emotional porn. I feel like it's emotional porn. Like like people get on TikTok just to cry and like be in their feelings. Like, it's fucking weird. But I see that in women. I see that even in relationships, everything going good, and it's just like you just got to start some shit. So I mean, these behaviors are always there. I think it's just like now you can just use the internet to get that kind of high.
But I think it's just causing problems because I think some people don't know how to, like you said earlier, you have a strong sense of self. So you didn't rely on the internet to solve anything, a deficit in your life. I think a lot of people are, though. So they take a lot of this stuff seriously. A lot of the people on the internet, like in their circles, whatever their brand is, that's their family, that's their friend. Like, so like people that listen to MTR, as vitriolic as he was towards some women, they'll take that seriously. They'll embody that. That becomes like a rallying cry. I think that's what a lot of guys, I have an issue with a lot of men, especially that end up talking about alphas and leadership. Why would you promote such vitriol towards women if your end goal in position is leadership? Like you can't be a proper leader over anybody you have such hatred towards. It doesn't make sense to even groom men in that way. So to even some of the stuff, I don't know. I don't know how to.
I kind of be feeling like I'm not worried about it because the only reason they so mad that I feel like to some degree, I'm not gonna say that that's me. I just be like, nature will handle it.
But to me, that's bystander effect. Like
it's just an acknowledging that I can't. There's just so much that I can't control, but I do find that now to say nature will take care of it doesn't mean that humans won't intervene and then like throw that balance off again. Mm-hmm. But I be feeling like some of these people that's alone need to be alone, and they think they want to be in a relationship, but
I'm with that.
They need to not procreate. And now I know that's not necessarily stopping procreation, but I'm just saying, like, you tend to be able to build a little bit more when you get with somebody and y'all really like get together and help, get some of these tasks done called life. Yeah. You can really do a lot when you get into that. So some of these people, I'll be like, it's self-limiting. Let them be crazy by themselves. That's just
when I hear it though, because if everything were true that lady has said. And I saw the response of men, like kind of validating, justifying, like she must have done something. Nobody just goes up somebody's head with a brick. But I'm like, there's a lot of unnecessary violence. I've seen it. I worry about it myself, even as a guy. Like you just never know where crazy people are. You never know where the wild things are. But the thing is, believing that or accepting that there's nothing we could do like that, like I know you said like nature will take care of itself, but it's like in the meantime, do we take an active role in shaping our society, or do we keep standing by and letting stuff happen? Like to the point, a lot of men were saying like in this whole protect Black women thing, protect women, whichever way you want to take the conversation. Mm-hmm. There's this component of, well, I have to make sure I get home, or I'm not going to step in for people I don't know.
Right.
The risk with that is not having done anything. People are then emboldened that people aren't going to do anything. So then what is that, escalation? You allow room for the escalation, which is what I think has happened. Yeah. While we're seeing everything so crazy.
I feel like the escalation is going to happen. I mean, me saying that I can't control other people is not me saying don't do anything.
Right.
Like I'm just like, you cannot control other people. You can want better for people, but you can't want better for them than they want for themselves. You can, but you can't push them towards better than they want for themselves. There is a certain level of powerlessness you have to accept. And then you like focus on areas that you are empowered in and you can empower. So like for me, yeah, of course I worry about myself, but it doesn't end there. You know what I mean? Like the thing I can do is try to find ways to make the world better that I can control. Like I can physically show up for, give my time to. There are things I can do to improve the world and help some of these issues. It just might not be chasing somebody around telling them to be better or hoping somebody's going to change when they're clearly in a dysfunctional, maladaptive mental health crisis. Like there's no use for me putting my energy there because I respect their free will as a human. And you also have the free will to be dysfunctional. And that's what a lot of people choose. So I just can't really, give my energy to that. But like I can, for me, be the best self, for myself, I can like make sure my family is solid, my kids are solid. And then that has a trickle down effect to now, because my unit is solid, now I'm able to help my immediate family and then extend it, right? I don't really fuck with my extended family like that. So I like my husband and my kids, we're good. And then my brothers and my mom and my dad, they're gonna be good as long as I'm good. So then you have these battery cells that are healthy that then my mom helps her community, you know, because she's not responsible for us anymore. So she helps people like her neighbors. I think that's how it's supposed to go. And I think that's how you make the world. And then that community will naturally breed that investment in the people around you. You know what I mean? But community is the backbone of people giving a fuck about people. When we cared about, like, okay, in my when I was coming up in my neighborhood, because we all generally knew each other, at least a couple houses around us, if my neighbor was getting jumped, we all fighting.
Yeah.
Now some other kid from another neighborhood, I'm not gonna jump in. But I think it's like that community, we're still looking at the world from when we had communities and thinking like strangers was jumping in. No, it wasn't strangers. It was like your homie from down the street or like your cousin. Everybody in the country know each other. It's like these people kind of knew each other or had some connection, but we don't have it no more. So like, no, I'm not jumping in for no random ass person on the street. I don't know. Like,
interesting.
I still see community. I still see people involve themselves beyond what's required. So I think that a lot of people are isolated and lonely and not engaging with their community and not a part of a community. And so, yeah, they feel alone because you are, if you're not engaging. But that's like not my part. Like,
yeah, you're not suffering. You're not suffering.
I'm not suffering. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just that, like, I don't, and that's the thing. Like, even as a woman, I don't expect random men to help me. Like, my car literally wouldn't start one time, and like, my husband was like, "Why don't you just ask somebody to help?" I'm like, I don't know these niggas. Like, I'm gonna go ask a man to help me with my car, and he might fucking rob me. Like, like, I'm not. This isn't the world we live in. So I'm gonna call AAA. I'm gonna use this insurance we got to get this tow, you know, and all the stuff, all the things we have in place so that I can have help. You know what I mean? So I don't expect random men to throw their life on the line for me. Like, what the fuck? Where does that come from? That is such an old thought process when we're literally not engaging or contributing to the community that we expect to come save us. Well, y'all, because I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of ridiculous. And my husband
I do want to
better
ask you a
not.
couple questions.
He better not.
Let me see. I'm just writing down a note because you said something I want to come back to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shout out to man Jarrell who just popped in.
Hey, man, Jarrell.
And Mrs. She Said, who is on dinner prep.
Hey, Mrs.
Man, you said a few great things. I like the fact that I do think that we are too disconnected from the people who are in our proximity to have that natural investment in their outcomes. Because it would be a thing like if I saw my next door neighbor getting jumped or hit with a brick, and I didn't intervene, I'm got to live next to that person that I know. I got to look them in the eye multiple times because I didn't intervene. So, I mean, there's something to the connection and the community. Godless Song said, I've stepped to help strangers and probably saved a few lives. If you're scared of the unknown, that's on you, not the stranger.
It's okay to be scared of the unknown when one of the unknowns could be you being dead. I mean, that's okay to be scared. It's all right to be scared. I be scared sometimes. Now, when I was a nurse, I took a vow to step into situations that maybe an average person wouldn't. So, like, if somebody needs CPR, I'm going to go help them. If somebody needs something and I can render aid, I took an oath at some point in my life, and that's just in me, right? Now, if a woman is going into labor on the side of the street, I'm going to pull over because I can't help her, right? And I feel like I have a duty to help her because of the oath I took as a nurse. But people out here, I'm not gonna shame somebody for being afraid to die, especially if they have something to live for and they feel they have something to live for. I'm never gonna. It's okay to be scared, and men be scared. Like,
yeah,
they be scared. Like, ain't people out here lining up to die? You know.
Yeah,
it's okay. You know.
But what about like, because we do have a world, we may have disconnected and we may have detached communities. But we're still part of a collective. We still have groups of people, even if we don't all know each other, even if we're not all invested in each other. We all live next to each other, don't know our neighbors. Okay, cool. Accepting all that, how do we how do we live in a world where nobody's willing to step in, like because of fear? And I'm not saying the fear is not
Yeah,
legitimate. I'm not even putting a judgment on the
right.
fear or the stepping in, whether you do or don't. What do you feel our responsibility is to the world at large that we are
Yeah.
living in?
I think that you have a responsibility to be your best self first and be a healthy self so then you can give out because you can't pour from an empty glass. So I feel like how each of us can contribute to the world being better is going to depend on the person. There's not a one size fits all, but like I think being your best self, then you have extra and then you can pour out on the world. Like I grew up in a certain neighborhood and I saw the dysfunction in a lot of the people growing up because I was just raised differently. So like I guess like one example is okay, so I did research, right? Like I didn't physically go and shame the girl, like what am I gonna go down the street yelling about how they this and they're hypersexual and you should be listening to this music? No, I'm not gonna do that. But maybe I observed that that is the problem. So what I did was went and became be in research. Maybe if I do research to figure out these correlations, and then down the line that could be useful and helpful to help those people. More information, people actually seeing this, more Black people doing studies for Black people, so we can have better samples. That is a way to help the same problem without going down the street yelling about it, which is a not empowered position. That's not an empowered way to handle the problem. You can observe a problem all day, but how to fix it is a more complicated thing. And I just think most people are really good at observing problems, but not doing anything about it. And sometimes putting yourself physically into the problem is not the best way to solve the problem in the long run. So it's the same way. Like if I have a neighbor in a domestic violence situation and she always getting beat down, maybe you physically stepping in between her and the man trying to kill her isn't the best way to actually solve the problem. Because, like, maybe she needs resources. Maybe it's a conversation she needs to have in a not escalated situation about places she can go safely. Maybe she needs to know how to get away without him finding her and murdering her. It could be a lot of ways to help that problem without putting your life on the line to physically be murdered. And she still ends up with the same problem, which is she has no resources to leave this crazy man. So, like, I just think that it's kind of short sighted to think physically inserting yourself is the only way to always solve a problem.
I like it. I like it. There's another component of that situation that kind of struck me, specifically with the lady. That's why I tried not to do a live stream on the brick thing, because when I saw some of the videos, I was like, because I was like, MTR made some good points, and a few other people made some good points too. And you brought it up a little bit, like not directly towards the situation, but you talked about people who are not investing in the outcomes because we're disconnected. We don't know the people around us. We have these very individualistic lives, even though we're part of, like I said, collectivism in a
I
strong
would
way,
say
even though we
isolated lives because it ain't even.
isolated, individual, isolated. Okay, isolated. But if we're isolated, we're not investing in the
Right,
people around us.
right.
If we're isolated, but when it comes to like specifically the lady, because she had a video, and I think this is another issue with the, I would say a little bit of the feminism what's going on online, which is I get people having catharsis, I get people venting, I get people
Mm-hmm,
complaining and having their voice heard, but the
mm-hmm,
issue is people hear you and they take
mm-hmm.
what you're saying and run with it. So if you're talking about men, men bad, men don't protect, because one of her videos, women are the innate protectors.
Right,
Um, women should love on women. Da da da. It sounded very Princella-ish. There was a lot of language that was anti-male,
right.
in that it kind of like this. There's a dismissal, like kind of
Mm-hmm.
removing the man of the scenario. But the moment she said something happened to her, it was, why aren't the men doing anything?
Be a
So it
man.
was weird.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not investing in you. I'm actually telling everybody to invest outside of you. Your group excluded from the resources. That's the same thing Princella was talking about when I broke down that video. Let's exclude this group from our resources. Let's exclude them. But then when something happens, we know a lot of people are going to look for men to get involved in it. Mm-hmm. How do we resolve that? Because if everybody's saying, if this group is the problem, let's say men are the problem, men are the source of the problem, let's remove them. Then how then are we also supposed to take a part in the solution? Because I don't know how to feel. As a guy, it feels weird. It feels awkward knowing that people are going to come to you for the solution that they're saying you're the problem of.
I mean, I just would think that, I think it's like an avoidant to me. I just feel a lot of the people are so radicalized now that there's just avoidant behavior. And I don't think avoidant behavior is helpful. Like, it's just, I'm going to avoid it altogether. For me, it's just, I exist in the world, but because I don't see life as an isolated thing, or I can't isolate myself, and I don't feel isolated. Like, I do feel like I am a part of the world that I'm in, on my day-to-day life. So I don't see a world where that even is realistic. So the first thing is, if I hear someone in that frame of mind, then I already kind of know they live a pretty isolated existence in some capacity. They're not interacting with the people that they're probably talking about a lot in the first place, beyond like a certain way, and maybe it's like negative. But like, I don't know, I think it's weird to just think, like, while I understand that you can't change people and there's a certain powerlessness you have with people, I also kind of understand that I'm always affected by the people around me to the same degree. So I don't know. I just think it's weird to say, like, we're going to keep all of our resources over there, because that's also like not really possible, because you pay taxes and like you interact, or if you go work somewhere, they're coming there to use the services. So it's like kind of a delusional standpoint in the first place, to kind of think that you're isolated enough to completely segregate yourself from a group, if there's actually no real segregation. Like, if there's not a village somewhere where there's just women and they like run everything, kind of like Jim Crow, like we were really separate, but that whole separate but equal thing, unless you're doing that, I mean, that's just a delusional standpoint. And I don't really, if someone's delusional, there's really not a lot that logic has room to, because there's a fear there. Like, most people are end up in that space because of a fear.
Yeah.
And so it just doesn't, I don't feel like throwing logic at someone who's in such a fearful state that they are that delusional is going to be useful or helpful. So there is no logic for it, because it's coming from I think a fearful and anxious place. And that fear and anxiety could be valid, probably is, based on their life that they've lived. Right. So like, I'm not going to sit here and tell them they shouldn't be afraid, once again.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I don't, what somebody called it in my anime group, talk no jutsu to people. Like, you just lecture them to death about how they should do something different. Yeah. I don't know. That's just not useful.
Yeah, I don't know about lecturing them, because I don't see, because I've seen women. It seems like they're sliding into the red pill space. Like, I made fun of the red pill guys for so long. I made fun of the red pill manosphere guys, because I thought it was so silly. I thought it was so embarrassing. But it feels like the women are becoming them.
Yeah.
Which was funny, because I was like, the red pill manosphere dudes are just the new feminists. So it's really like some kind of weird loop. I don't know how to break the
relationship that we just have.
Oh,
yeah, God. We just kind of want to pretend doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think it is. It's symbiotic. We all, like, it's just a pendulum. So like, one side goes and then the other side goes to balance it out. It's always trying to find a balance. So I feel like it's a symbiotic relationship. So if you see one side swing, just as far as the pendulum swings on one side, it's got to swing on the other one. So I just feel like that's why it's kind of delusional to think that we're so separated from each other, like, just as humans, that these things don't affect the other party. That I mean, it's just kind of weird. It's just a disconnect there.
Where do you land on that? And I believe I know this, but where do you land on the whole, this is just the internet thing? We hear that.
Yeah, that's a lie. I mean, like, it is the internet, but like, people are expressing their thoughts and like who they are, and I don't know. I just believe you can learn a lot about a person in general without them explicitly saying things to you. And I feel like the internet is just another example of that. Like when people say get people like for instance, people who get caught on how it should go, that's like one of my pet peeves. Like
The
that's my
shoulds.
pet. The
Yeah.
should people. I can't stand no shoulda person. And honestly, my husband do it sometimes, and I be like,
I do it.
y'all men's be doing it a lot. But I know people who do it. But sometimes he get caught up on shit, and I be like, it don't really matter to me. But like for instance, I just think there's a lot if you can understand someone's worldview that you can kind of guess how they're gonna respond to things. And I just feel like the internet has proven that that's kind of like when people are kind of talking about their stuff, I'm in a couple groups like Facebook mom groups and like stuff like that. And I hear people telling their stories. That's like one of my favorite things to do. Like listen to somebody tell a story, and then what can you gather that they're not saying from what they're saying? And so like I think that you're getting a certain aspect of the personality online that you actually can't get in real life. And some people can't accept that that's really them. So they say it's not real, you know. But I think it's all real.
I'm glad you said that because there's something I actually been meaning to bring up to you anyway because I've been curious about what you thought. Men are really shocked at what women really think. Now that they're hearing what women think and what they want, I've been seeing guys recoil, and it's so weird because guys will be like, we would make fun of women like the early manosphere time. We make fun of women like when they heard what guys thought, a lot of them like, shoot, just lie to me, just lie to me. Now I'm hearing guys say it. Like, if this is really what you think, I'd rather you just keep it to yourself. I'm like, wow. So all this time, all these guys talking about, we really want to know what what women think. We're red pill, the truth about women's nature. When they really hear women's nature, they're still shocked because they only think they've known a woman's nature, but like they're human.
It's all ego. It's
Yeah,
all ego.
they never accept it. No matter what they thought about, I've accepted. We know a woman's nature. They never saw y'all as human and as capable as having poor character and desirous thoughts and actions as we are. It's the craziest thing to watch dudes lose it. Cause I saw multiple dudes over the past week.
Oh yeah,
just
like
lose
reacting to like
just
a
lose
woman
it.
said this, like what? I'm like,
Like,
I be hearing
wow.
stuff, and I be like, I mean, is that strange? If you look at it from even a human standpoint, I mean, people can. I don't understand. But I think both people do it. I mean, all people do it. It's
Yeah,
like the
it's just
same thing
human.
when people are hearing men say, "I don't want to die." People like, "What?
You ain't no real man.
What? Y'all out
But
here
you don't want to
scared?"
die either. You ain't trying to jump out there.
I mean,
It's
because
weird.
that's what it seems like, a shock that men are like scared. Like,
Yeah.
I'm scared. It's like, what? Y'all really out here just scared? Like, so it's the same thing. And, I think people are just shocked to hear the inner monologue of people. It's just weird.
It's been interesting. I'm glad. I'm thankful for it. Like when the social media has been for me, I like it because even if nothing else, I'm learning more about people that I used to like the book by cover, like judging a book by its cover. I'm coming out of that because it doesn't matter. I made certain assumptions. I don't know where I got the programming from. I made certain assumptions based upon like demographic, not just like race or gender, but like if there was somebody who if I saw somebody like Stephen Hawking's in a wheelchair, with the head crooked and got to talk through like a computer, I would make certain assumptions about what kind of person it was. And that person could be just as depraved as anybody else. But because I'm thinking like they're in a wheelchair, it doesn't mean that they don't want to have sex. It doesn't mean that they're not depraved. It doesn't mean it does. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I make certain assumptions about people's, like, I guess, virtue based upon their seeming inability to act out a lack of virtue. And I realized that thanks to the internet. I'm like, I'm thankful because I just assume certain
the
people
dark side of people. Like everybody got, everybody got, it's a little shadow side to everybody now.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you must be a good person because, man, you look unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look like life has been hard on you, so you must be a great person. No,
it's like, oh, they're like
formed
by the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, like, man, life has been hard on you. You must be a good person, but no, you'll be out here looking crazy and still be an asshole, and it shocks me every single time. every single
I
time.
do think people like really still like people are maybe coming out of that, but I do think people like really just it just feels like I just want so bad to find somebody I can trust like just immediately because they say the right combination of words and titles, and now I know I can just trust them. Like I think people are just like really anxious and like we're just love to okay, tell me what you are so I can know if you're a good person or I can trust you. Like I just feel the desperation in people wanting to like, okay, so what label should I go? It's like when you send men to the grocery store, you know, it's like, okay, tell me exactly the person that I can just trust 100%. So I don't have to like, I'm offloading actually having to just get to know this human. I just want to know who is the good person. I think people are really desperate. Like people have just the Pandora's box been open and people have like learned a lot. And people are like, okay, so who's the safe person?
And we
You
don't
know,
know.
like there is none. That's the whole point. Like me, there are safe people, but there's not
But you got to
a
know them.
label. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like a one archetype that is
Yeah.
the safe person. And I think people are just so tired because they're like, oh my God, danger is everywhere.
And
I'm
that's
just
another trick
tired.
too. And they'll probably just be safe for you. Like the safe people that are safe for you are not safe for everybody. I don't think there's
Yeah, no.
because I know some people that are really good with their families, but then they go out into the world and then they're
And they
jerks.
assholes.
Yeah. Or the
I mean, some
opposite.
people who have done psychotic stuff be having whole families. I mean, one man was chopping up women and was married and had kids. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we don't know this yet. People
Yeah.
compartmentalize.
Yep. And I think it's hard for us to wrap our heads around. Like that dude that couldn't get with that he couldn't, he just knew it had to be a troll, a guy pretending to be a woman, saying something to make women look bad. But I'm like, no, they're just people that really have dark thoughts, dark feelings. And I'm okay with that. And I'm glad because it's helping me. Because I'm one of those people that make assumptions. And I didn't know everybody struggled with some of the things that I struggle with. Like,
Everybody got a shadow side.
yeah, the shadow side, that's cool. But I was like, I didn't know everybody was ruled. I didn't know so many people were ruled by their shadow. Because, and there's something part of you that assumes that everybody else has it together except you, which is one of the reasons why we like
that
skew away from
imposter
judgment.
syndrome thing.
Yeah, that's what fuels that. Everybody's got it together but me. Like everybody's going to see my insecurities and deficiencies because they've got it together, and they're going like, no, he's not one of us. She's not one of us.
No,
They're not as good as us.
I'm telling you that imposter that shit never goes away. But you have to like be determined to find ways to like negate it if you know that that's like a thing you suffer with. Like I know I deal with imposter syndrome sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So because and it's also because I'm constantly interjecting myself into new spaces where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know why I do that.
Nice.
But then I get imposter syndrome. So then I have to like go talk to people who like ground myself. I mean, literally just had a conversation yesterday with somebody like, okay, so when I get on here, I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So like you be on here and you look very competent to me. So like, how do you feel when you're doing it? And she was like, girl, I be feeling ridiculous too. So then after that, you saw I started the new TikTok. I started cranking out videos. I just had to have that one conversation with somebody who I thought was competent, and hearing her say, girl, I be feeling ridiculous to this day. Like that made me feel okay. And then I was able to do it. So like, I don't know, like we all struggle. I don't think you beat it. You know, like you just not it's not like a game. Like I conquered it and it's never gonna come up again.
Yeah. It's gonna graduate as you graduate. The thing that you feel incompetent in is just gonna keep moving up as you gain confidence and competence in something.
Yeah, you should learn though. Like you should learn to have systems in place to help yourself not be controlled by it if you know that this is like a deficit you have. So I think that's just kind of where the wisdom comes in, like having systems in place for your inadequacies instead of trying to. There's always like this idea that you're gonna
instead of masking.
I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna read a book and then like it's gonna be fixed. Like
the plateau. I'm gonna reach a plateau. I'll be able to get out of this. I'll climb out of this, and it'll be done.
Yeah, and it's just not. That's just not. In my experience, that's just not how it works. Like you still gonna be doing the same stuff. Hey, Canada. So get the systems in place. Social media ain't it if you really suffering with like bad deficits. I mean, they can be helpful, but I don't know. You gotta be careful. There's a lot of bad information out here.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad information. There's a lot more bad than there is good, but that goes back to the competence thing. You have to know at least enough to know who doesn't know anything. Like you have to know enough to know, like not to. You have to know enough to not be able to get scammed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know like a lot of old people, they don't even know to look for the email address to see if it's like a legit email address. Like, so you have to have a basic knowledge just so you don't fall for anything. So like the same thing with the online.
Even like what I see people want to do the stuff that you do in your real community online, and I just think it's not translating well. Like, for example, like the lady who said she's gonna find a mom to co-parent with. I'm like, why can't that be happening though? Like, that's what I'm saying. When I'm hearing people talk, I'm hearing the isolation, because I'm like, you don't have no friends. You don't have no auntie that's a single mom, a friend that's a single mom. Because when I was a single mom a long time ago with my oldest, I did that with a friend of mine. She had a daughter. Our daughters was the same age, and we kind of just became like each other's support system. Like, I would watch her daughter. She could spend the night. We knew we were safe people. So it's like this weird collectivist mindset where you can't, nothing is happening, and you want everybody to sign up to do it. It's just this weird, like, it's the way we're not a collectivist. It's just like a holding you back, because you can't do it until someone else does it with you. Instead of like being the change you want to see, it's like, hey guys, we all need to just get together with moms. It's like, girl, why can't you just do that? You can do that. That's not as big of a task as you're thinking. If you're friends with people, if you show up in the world being a friend, being a resource for people, being investing in other people's lives, you will find that help. So the fact that you're coming on here saying you don't have that is a sign that you're not putting out anything. Like, you're not. I don't know. I don't want to say
you're not a
like
co-mom. Like it goes back to like what the manosphere said. Like, to be a wife, you need to already be a wife. To be a co-mom, you need to already be a co-mom. You need to have the aptitude to be already like share space and authority with other people. But that's also the reason she rejected her relationship. So just because it's a non-sexual relationship doesn't mean she's going to be any better at it.
So. Yeah, because if you were like showing up in the world as a like, I am here to help the people I care about or I'm connected to, I think you would already kind of be doing that. But it's like, well, you're overwhelming, you're tired now, so now you want people to pour into you. It's still, you got to pour into me first for me to even show up in the world. It's not just freely giving, or just like, I don't want to say freely give, because it's not to end just anybody who wanders by, but like, you'll find friends, you'll find people who you vibe with, and you'll build a village. Like, I don't know. People are so, I don't know. I would just tell people to look at your life, and are you like isolated? If you really have all these bad things to say about the world and everybody, and are you actually like plugged in, or are you just isolated?
I think there's a lot of that. And that goes back to what I was talking to you about with the individualism versus collectivism thing. I think we practice individualism to the point, because it's not a healthy individualism.
Yeah,
like, it's actually isolation. What people are calling individualism is actually isolation. Right. And that's what we're practicing, because we're not actually competent and capable on our own, which is why she's talking about a co-mom, because she's not actually a competent and complete individual. Right. So she's trying to look to the collective to save her, which is what a lot of people do. Like, even with relationships, it's like, I can't take care of everything myself, or I can't take care of myself. I need a collective, even if that collective is one other person, which we try to make a collective. I don't have a village or a family or friends. I want everything in this one person. So when you try to
virtue the collective, you're not collectivist. You're not even collectivist, but you virtue signal collectivism to benefit you. It's still to benefit you, because you don't behave collectivist when you leave your house. You only want to be collectivist when you need some shit, and that's what a lot of people do. So I don't see why people can't be the change they want to see sometimes, but it's oftentimes because they're not really trying to do that.
No, I agree with you. It's definitely, I don't know. It's giving
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I was telling. Like I told Twan, like I see why people have PR because I really wanted to cuss this lady out at this convention one time because you came up to my little small business table. You asked me the questions. I answered your questions about where, who did you make this and did you do this? This was at the con. And you're like asking me all these questions, and I'm really at the point where I'm about to say, do you want the bag or not? Okay, but I ain't say that because I'm like, you didn't ask me, I done answered all your questions, and you're just like circling back around to the same questions now. So like, what's up, you know? But the thing about it is like people get in certain areas and get so high and mighty and virtue signaling. Bitch, I know you're gonna go to Target when you leave. Do you go in Target and ask them the same questions you're grilling me about? But because you're here at this place, you feel like, oh, I gotta be the police of if this is this source this way. And I'm like, do you ask Walmart all these questions? Like, it's just so weird to me. And I see the same thing. Like, the Godless Son was kind of saying that too. Like, sometimes people are overinflated online, but I think people get really policey online and very like virtue signally online. It's like, I know when you leave, you ain't doing none of this shit. Like, you don't even think about this when you're not on the internet.
What's up, Yellow? How you feeling, my guy?
What's good, y'all? What up, Sean? What up, Twin? What up, chat? My bad. Can y'all hear me? Audio decent?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sound good. You sound good.
All right.
Right.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's
Don't
up.
switch our look. Don't start yelling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it chill. You know what I'm saying? My bad for the tardiness. I had to take a trip to Cloud City and go retrieve Han Solo. You know what I'm saying?
what's up.
So you know what I'm saying? That's what we rolling up now. We smoking that Han Solo pack. What's good?
That's what's up.
Oh my
Cloud
gosh.
City. I can't stand people. But nah. I try to be as isolated as possible, but I recognize that's not the best route. And that's to the point I wanted to ask you about, Bree, and I guess I could ask Yella, because we do the isolation and we call it individualism, but we need people. Our society is set up to make us, in cities especially, if you're not rural, if you're in the city, it's made so that you rely on people. So if that's the case, and we're trying to isolate in a very dense population
Right.
where we're meant to rely on people, how do we fix that mentality? Because like the co-mom, we can just again use her as an example. She needs people. The expenses are too great. She left her relationship because, and I think this is fair. A lot of us realize, man, if I have the emotional burden of doing the family and taking care of bills and all that stuff, I think a lot of us are trying to shed responsibilities and emotional labor elsewhere, which is why we end up in that isolation because we're trying to cut off people that need stuff, like friends and family members that are in need.
Offloading.
But
unhealthy offloading that people are used to doing. Yeah.
But I think though, because of our deficiencies, like we need those offloads, and other people don't want to be the source of other people's offloads, but we want to be able to offload. We want a co-mom, but we don't want anybody to reach out to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we want somebody like, oh, I need you to watch my kids for today.
You just want to offload. It's not a healthy offloading, like a
it's codependence.
Yeah, codependence, exactly.
Yeah, I think people are looking for the codependence unknowingly because they're not independent. You know what I'm saying? So how do you fix that? Like, because these people are not going to fix their independence. Like that's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are just not going to suddenly become. And I'm not speaking down on anybody. I'm one of those. I'm a needy person.
It's not possible. It's not possible to do it all alone.
Yeah, can't do it all alone.
Yeah, you can't do it all alone.
Yeah, so if codependence is unhealthy. I mean, because that's the label. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's supposed to be interdependence,
right?
But you're probably not going to get there. Some people may not get there unless they go through codependence. I may have to rely on you. I may have to go 50-50 with you out of necessity, long enough to get myself out of a financial rut to become a willing participant in an equal exchange. You see what I'm saying? So maybe the codependence can get people to a place of interdependence.
Well, I don't think. No, I think it's just because like interdependence can look a lot of ways. It doesn't have to be exactly equivalent exchange. So if you're able to exchange, I mean, even living with somebody and going 50-50, I mean, independent, and that's the thing for me, independent doesn't necessarily mean do everything yourself to me. Like independent you know what I mean? Like people had this thing that like when they say I'm independent, like I do everything by myself, and I think you can be an independent, functioning, well adapted adult and still rely on the people around you, but not be codependent on it. It's not codependency. Like
it's interdependent.
Yeah, it's like I can show up for you if you need me, and you can show up for me if I need you, and we don't need each other all the time where we're crippling each other. But like we choose to have a relationship and exchange and all that stuff. So I don't think you have to be codependent. I just think most people start off pretty codependent. I mean, life starts off codependent, and I just don't think people outgrow codependency, especially because of how a lot of us are parented. So like I think we're going out into the world expecting codependency. So there isn't another model really there.
Right. And I'm baking that in. Like I understand. Like our culture does not.
You're gonna be codependent. So you need to be working to end. Just assume you come out codependent, and just you need to work towards being independent so you can interact with interdependence.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that should be the model we look for, because I see if you're from the cities, you're built to be dependent on the system. Like in some kind of way. I'm not saying like welfare state system. I mean, you're reliant on other people for your food. You're not building your own houses. You're not, we're not sourcing the things we use. So you're not independent. We are dependent on a system. Now we are economics. We can pay for a lot of it ourselves. Maybe you have a high enough income, you could pay for it, but you're not getting to and from without the roads that somebody else is building. So when I say independence, I'm talking about like self-sufficiency.
Yeah,
self-sufficiency. So we can't be fully self-sufficient, independent in cities. So they kind of force dependence on you. But
even
you can have.
You can't. It's just not a thing. Like my family lives in the country, and like the neighbors, I don't know, like you do it yourself, but they moved out. It's like 3 adults on the land, so it's like you can't do, even that you can't do it alone. Like you don't want to do it alone, especially like when you get out in the country, you don't want to do it alone. It's kind of like it's a different way that you need other people in the country. But that's what I'm saying. You always will need people. So that's why I think there's just an awareness when I go out that I am interacting with the world in some way. I'm interacting with people, even if I'm not talking to people. Somebody clocked in at the gas station so I can get my gas. So like you're always interacting with people. I don't know, this whole idea that you're just by yourself and you're just chugging along in this world, not affecting other people either. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just not a realistic thing.
No, I'm with you. Hey, Red Lipstick Vibes. Happy Monday to you as well. And that's the point I was just trying to make, though, is where you landed at. Like, I think that's the Lulu, as you said, the delusion that a lot of people, they feel self-sufficient. So they'll say, like, to your mom, your co-mom, she felt independent. She felt self-sufficient until she made the decision to rely upon herself and then realized she wasn't. Like, oh, shoot, this is too hard for me to do alone.
Right.
I need somebody. Even though you had somebody, you left that somebody because you thought you were capable.
It's just like it'll be easier to do it by myself, which I mean,
that's what people think.
I might as well just do this by myself if I'm doing everything anyway.
And then when you're by yourself, it's like, oh shoot, this is harder than I thought.
I'm actually doing everything myself. I definitely had a conversation with someone. She was like, I might as well do this by myself. I said, girl, you ain't doing shit by yourself. Like you ain't never been. I might as well be a single mom. You ain't never been a single mom. Do you know what being a single mom is like? Because you're not doing. No, it's not the same. So it's easy to fall into that delusion. It's easy to fall into that trap. But and you're not supposed to do it alone. That's why I'm like this whole thing of like single mother, like you doing it by yourself. Like, yeah, you're making it happen, but like it's not meant to be done alone. So like if you can't do it alone, it's not a failure. It's just an inadequacy due to human capacity.
I think there's a lot of shame attached to it. You were saying something like that too. You said something like that. Nobody can admit that. Like nobody can admit. Oh, what was that?
I was talking about that they not doing a good job.
Yeah,
they don't know what they doing, or
people saying they broke. It was along those lines.
We talking about
Yeah,
being
it was
broke
something.
people. Like you come in here every week to asking for $20 to get you through the weekend, but you talking about your kid got everything they could ever want. Girl, bye. Same person. So yeah, just admit you struggling. Just admit you broke. Just
everything they could ever want, but they daddy.
and $20. Because you in here
Wait.
asking us for $20.
They could have everything they could ever want except for their father. Okay. I don't know why they hit me late.
My baby got the brand new Jordans. Where's daddy at though? Do he got that? Because
that's not a
like
consideration. Your kids want you.
Mm-hmm.
because I can the part that they saying that they really mean is that I want to be single. And ladies, you can go be single. Like you don't have to be with your kid's father. Go be single if you want to be single. But the idea of being single and removing the father out of the equation, if you want to go be a single person, cool. But the fact that you be like, I'd rather just go be a single mama, means you plan on cutting him out the equation. Because contrary to popular belief, if he involved, your ass ain't no single parent. You single with a kid. If the father's there and he doing what he's supposed to be doing, or the mama there and she doing what she's supposed to be doing, you're not a single parent. You just single with a kid.
You're like legally single, but it's that isolation again. A lot of people are going into like isolation, which I think is an avoidant thing out of whatever they coming out of. People just swing the complete other way. It's like an extremism. Like I was doing this and now I'm gonna go the complete opposite way to like isolation. It's rarely like a middle ground, to be.
Oh yeah, I'm there now. Yeah, I'm there now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I swear the only people I know is y'all. I swear the only people
I know. We know you isolated. It's a lot of people because I was looking at some videos about it, and everybody's like, "I'm so lonely and isolated." So yeah, I mean, I think it's the norm.
I mean, 90% of the time, I like it.
What about that other 10%?
Honestly, the only other 10% is my kid. That's it. Other than that, I wouldn't need none of these motherfuckers.
Can't stand.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, that's it. Shit.
You ain't got to keep the card up with us, man. It's a safe place, man. Be vulnerable. Tell everybody here how much you miss them when we're not here.
Crying in the corner.
I don't miss them niggas. Hey, I told y'all because I did show up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Once I'm not getting that reciprocity,
yeah,
then no, fuck, I don't miss you. I seen you enough. That's like I said the other day when I ain't came up for like the stream shit. I was playing the games. Like y'all know what I look like.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I know what y'all look like. You know what I'm saying? I can remember you in my head, but I don't need you around me because we two different people now. So it's like my isolation ain't like, oh my God, I hate them. Because in reality, like they did shit. They humans. They off on their own. But I'm in a different season than everybody else in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a different goal than most people I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a different mission. It's streaming shit. Trying to do that is a whole different thing. So my isolation is also due to the fact that I don't relate to nobody right now. I don't relate to nobody in my personal circle with none of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
I get that. Just real quick though, two things. One, because you said something about the streaming thing. Everybody is Wednesday's Barcade. Please make sure you come this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, because I'll be running the show. I'm making the games. Yes.
Oh, I meant to say, I think I'll be able to make it, y'all. I think so.
Don't think.
I can't know. It's Monday. Too early.
Oh, you can know. You're an adult.
I can't know.
You can know. You can know.
As of
it's
right
Monday.
now,
we're talking about Wednesday.
As of right now, I will say yes, I can make it.
Yeah, give me a quick sec, y'all. I can't remember the second thing I was gonna say. It was something about the isolation, because you said something. What did you say about the isolation? Everybody knows what you look like.
He like it. But he was talking about
the reciprocity. Reciprocity. A lot of people are talking about reciprocity. Do you think that's like what? Why do we keep getting to? I mean, so many people. Everybody that talks about why they're cutting people off is because of a lack of reciprocity. How does everybody seemingly get to the exact same space? How are not the reciprocal people running into other reciprocal people? Like how does it seem like everybody's running in circles where nobody's reciprocal? Nobody's returning the energy. Is it one on them because they're not reciprocating, or is it on us because we can't recognize the way in which they're reciprocating? What do y'all think?
I think that people are giving what they comfortably can give. And if you're already at a deficit, that's not going to be much. So I think people are, it's kind of like when you go bet the pennies instead of betting like the money that you really need to like, pay your bills. It's like, I think a lot of people are in such a deficit and so many people are showing up like in such a, we talk about the Maslow's pyramid. People are so low that they can't really give a lot in the first place. So everybody's just giving a little bit. And it's like, well, that's cool. Like give what you can give. But like also, if it's a law of equivalent exchange, just as little as you're able to give, you're probably going to get just as, if everybody's playing it safe and everybody's playing it, well, not even safe. If everybody's just like, I'm broke, I got 2 cents and everybody giving 2 cents, well, we only exchanging 4 cents across the board. And, so it still ain't getting the job done. So I think it's really that. I think people want a lot more in return for the little bit they give out.
So it's like they pay that first car insurance, and then they try to file a claim against they like total their car. Like, no,
right.
You pay $250 and you want us to pay for this $27,000.
I've been paying insurance 2 months. Let me get a roof replaced real quick.
Yeah,
I paid that little $200 policy out. I already paid y'all $200. Give me this $20,000 roof real quick. Yeah, it's like that.
I paid my deductible. I want you to give me a whole full body augmentation. I want everything bionic. I get you. There's a lot of that. There does seem to be a lot of that. You give whatever you put out. If it ain't much, then expecting others to overextend is selfish.
Right.
Nope, not happening.
Yes. And I don't even think it's a thing people are. I think it's just how it happens. I think it's like the more you're able to show up, and because it takes energy to be extra. Like we say extra, right? Like when Canada was talking about, we always talk about at work. Like I'm extra. So like if I saw something I hated at work, I'ma join that board and volunteer my time to go do that, to try to make it a better place. But that take energy and time. So you gotta have that energy and time to even give away in the first place,
That's right.
So I mean, I understand why a lot of people giving a little bit. It takes energy to give more. So that's why if you're not full yourself, you ain't gonna be pouring out all this extra.
Yeah. Yes, Bree, love has become transactional. And everybody broke. Opportunists that want something on sale for free. Not a lot of abundance to work from. Not love and abundance. So grateful for the people in my life. You know what? I've learned to become grateful for people, because I'm gonna tell you, it was a shift in me, really. Not so much that they changed, but I was able, like we talk about like love languages, which Yella thinks is bullshit. Once I learned what people, because for me it was hard for me to recognize what people were bringing back, because just because I gave you something, if I give it to you, it's going to come back in a different language. If I give it to you, you're going to translate that mess. I may hand you a thing of flour. Quanah may bake a cake. Mr. He said may fry some fish in it. Yella may hand me back some flour. There's no way to know. Rejoice, thou hath cometh. Pause.
Being able to follow the love in different like aspects and like different ways it shows up. It definitely takes, especially if you didn't come from a very loving environment, it's gonna be hard to like peep that.
Boom.
Now I tell you this. I'll tell you one relationship that's always reciprocal for me. Me and my lady Mary.
See, I can't stand you.
Damn, and they ain't got to do nothing but burn.
You're reaping
when
back.
I put
Don't
my,
make me
when
so
I
preach.
put my when I put my lips on her, she always kissing it back. And she kissed back so good.
Yeah, so it might be burning, but at least you know where the smoke coming from.
Man,
that's
look, that smoke I ever look. Ooh, Lord, she wrap her arms around me. She made me feel so good.
And the people these days they have a problem, but you won't tell you what the problem is. So,
Not
How
just
you
that,
gonna
it
fix
showed
it?
up with a mustache and dark energy.
This is
We
his
about to get
evil
it in.
variant.
We about to get
He grew a
it in.
goatee.
It's a variant.
This is he grew a goatee. This is evil variant now.
I mean, listen.
This
You know
Yellow,
that's what I-
yeah,
you know that's what I
Yellow.
used to do.
Hey, look, Yellow probably hit a bullseye on that one because I was on DL Saint show, and I mean, my sister was on there last Thursday with DL Saint, and they was talking about. I think the topic was: have men gotten weaker or women gotten stronger? Man, listen, when you hear my answer to that when I got up there, you'll see why I'm not in these conversations no more. Y'all know this. I know, but got ghosts. You know, when you hear my answer, and Yellow would love it. It was vintage Mandrell. Yeah, people, the beast ain't dead. He's still there.
Came out swinging.
This
Full
sounds
force.
like the voice of isolated people right here. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? This is the voice of isolation
Yeah, what it
speaking
is.
right now. This is what it
Hey,
is.
look.
This is isolation. I mean, that just goes to show everybody who, even when I say isolated, I don't want people to think that there's just like these sad, miserable people sitting in a room. A lot of people choose isolation for self-preservation reasons. And it's a lot of reasons people are isolated. And it's not
That's fair.
always them just sitting around sad, like, oh, I wish I had friends. And I'd still stand by the fact that isolation is ultimately not helpful to making the world, you know, better. I think it's just gonna push people to more of the extremes, but I understand why people do it.
Here's the thing. I can tell you from personal experience that like when I actually got out the army and got home from the army, isolation.
I ain't light skinned.
Isolation was probably the best thing. Yeah, you light skin, man. You, me, and Yellow. All three of us. We
It's
can't
just
even
them
deny.
lights.
Look,
It's the lights. I think
no,
it's the
lights.
he brown.
light skin too.
He
That nigga
light
light
skinned.
skin too.
he likes.
That
I'm
nigga
definitely
light
not light
skin
skinned,
too.
so I'm probably darkest person.
Let me see the palm of your hands. Goddamn it, your palm of your hands is a weird color.
It's
See
really
palm
all
of
to
your
the
hands.
side.
Yeah,
Look, he got
all
back his
right,
hand
all
up there.
right,
Now,
Right,
to
yeah,
the side
he
so we
light
can see
skinned.
where the palm and the skin meet. And if it ain't no line of demarcation there, you light as fuck. See, Rashawn got a line of demarcation. You see the back of his hand dark.
Man,
You ain't
that
got
nigga
none.
turned his hand. He angled his hand a certain way. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Nah.
Right, it's out outside. He just got a little tan.
See,
That's
look,
all it
that hand ain't got no line, dog.
is. Right. It's hot
Gotta
outside. He's
work.
got a little tan. That's all it is.
Yeah, he not isolated. He be going outside
A little bit.
a little bit.
Every
He
now and
trying.
then.
I think people claim to be isolationists out of fashion. Some people these days.
So what's
I think that's a lot of people. They're like, oh, I'm an individual. Like people keep claiming this whole Sigma male thing. I'm like, you do know that Sigma males are rare, right?
Well,
You're not a
everybody
Sigma. You just
isolate.
walk around.
Everybody-
Everybody wants to be a Sigma male. I'm like, no.
Everybody want to be special, man. Everybody wants to be
Yeah,
special.
everybody wants to be special. I'm just
Well,
like,
everybody's not fucking special. Barney lied to y'all.
Thank
so I'm
you.
gonna tell y'all now.
Everybody's not
Everybody can't be
special.
special. And some people stupid. And some people just ain't gonna be that great. And some people gonna be broke the rest of their life. And some people, hey, we can't all listen. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. That was a rant. But I've been watching a lot of shonen anime and it's been pissing me off because everybody's special. So I'm sorry.
Well, the thing
He's
is,
my rant.
people do a lot of talking, Bree, but ain't going nowhere about isolationists. Well, I want to surround myself with better people in my life, but they surround themselves with nobody. They don't go out nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And then they get depressed and get on medication, and then they hook up with the people who was worse than the people they had in their life before. But they clean to them.
That
You know what I'm
sounds
saying?
very specific, Mandrill. What medication were they on?
Yeah, man,
It
I'm
sounded
wondering.
very specific. The
I don't know.
medication part made
It's the
me laugh.
observation of society, Bree. It's an
I mean,
I mean, you
observation of
said
society.
medication though, so that
And
sounded very.
here's the thing: a lot of people go to these doctors, or not even doctors. They just go to go to a doctor, not even a psychiatrist, and just get a prescription of medication. I've heard a woman in a doctor's waiting room, right, say that she looked up the symptoms of a certain condition. She goes back there, telling the doctor that she has these symptoms, just so she can get the medication. Now, if she's dumb enough to do some stupid shit like that, how many other thousands of people are doing it?
Is it done?
Just to have a story to tell, just so somebody can feel sorry for them.
Oh, well,
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing.
everybody's
But they're too chicken shit to go after things that they really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Isolated. They scared, man. Gerald,
They ain't scared. They ain't scared. They're just fucking
I
lazy.
need people to accept that people be fucking scared. Okay.
They lazy. They ain't scared. I ain't
No,
letting them
they're
off that.
scared.
No,
They're
listen.
scared. They're
I've
fearful
had-
and anxious.
I've heard way too much on this internet shit, and it's gotten under my skin. Y'all didn't see
It's
that.
under your skin, but
My
that's
sister
all right.
saw it.
People
My-
still be scared.
My sister saw it. Y'all didn't see that. She and I had a conversation. I said, I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done. Like she
Yeah,
blew
I
up on
mean-
our show. She blew up on our show. It's not up. We took it down.
Oh
But
man.
it's gotten to both of us.
Y'all have y'all
Ooh.
hugged anybody lately?
No. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. People are like, uh-oh, Mandrell and Shushu got into a fight. It's like, nigga, I called my sister immediately after that show. 5-minute conversation. Done.
Y'all got into a fight?
No, she was just frustrated with some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And misread
I want to
my
ask you
body-
about that. Give me a
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
second.
She just misread my body language. And
Yellow, what instrument were you playing a second ago?
I was playing the
In
high
your
flute.
head, because you was off. You was like,
I was playing the high
What?
flute.
Okay.
The flute?
All right.
Okay.
Elvish flute.
I was playing the high flute.
I was wondering if it was a harp or something.
Yeah.
And I, it was
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
it was
Quantum
two, it
saw
was two
it.
up here. I thought
Yeah,
it was like a
it was
like a
trumpet
flute.
or okay,
Yeah.
a flute, little Lizzo. Got you. So man, Joe, come. So give us the background. Come on, you came over here. You making it about
you wanna
your
come
your
on.
conversations.
Yeah,
but
go
like
ahead.
let's go on.
no, it's just my observations of
the
what you guys
conversation
talking about. You guys talking about isolationists. And I'm just like, and Bree sound like she letting them off. But people are scared. No, they're just lazy.
No,
but
people
see,
are
now
scared.
you got me curious, man. Drill. What
About what?
happened?
Yeah, what happened?
About how two? Because there's two conversations you mentioned.
Yeah.
One with you and your sister, and then another
Mhm.
with you and some other channel. I can't remember. There were two of them. When you first came in,
DL
you mentioned
Saint.
you were on another channel, DL Saint.
DL
Okay.
Saint, yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear what happened on both. Like, what were the topics, and then how did it go left?
Well, didn't go left. DL Saint he's like, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, he even did a short as a highlight of some of the stuff I said. He's like, this is the
Okay.
best red pill speech I've heard all year. You know what I'm saying? So he loved it.
So you're admitting your red pill now?
I'm not red pill. No.
Oh,
Those guys are
taking
clowns.
red pill awards.
Still
No.
can't
I'm not taking the
Thank you.
awards. I no.
Doing red pill shit now.
I was
You got red
nominated,
pills
but
on your hat.
I don't claim that's in a red
He done
pill.
grew a goatee.
I'm
Okay,
messing
look,
with
that's the first step. That's the first step.
Really
Yeah.
yellow.
That's
be a
the
red
first-
pill.
Hey,
Wait, you got the full joint though.
all I'm gonna say is, do you see what's wrong with me?
But you not red pill, yellow.
Right now, no, because I passed that. I something else wrong with me.
Oh,
I'm worse
okay.
than red
Gotcha.
pill because I don't like none of these niggas. I don't like none of them.
Yeah,
I don't like
he's past red
nobody.
pill.
I'm
that's
still
I'm
turn
too
black.
far gone. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll tell you this. DL Saint show. I'll start with that. The topic was: have men gotten weaker, or have women gotten stronger? I said no. Women have not gotten stronger. Women only do what we allow them to do. All this legislation going on that helps women, men sign that. Well, women vote for it. Yeah, I hear you. However, the last desk it comes across to be signed into law, a man's desk, and a man's signature is on it. Women don't decide anything.
Patriot.
I said, yeah, and I was like, the only reason why women are allowed to do the things they do is because it's more financially viable to market towards women and let them give them this false sense of power and entitlement and things like that. It's all false. Ladies, you walk around here with this entitlement attitude, but you ain't really entitled. You know, and to the dudes, no, the women ain't gotten stronger. The women just gotten fucking weaker. I said the men have gotten weaker. I said, no, what they do is they go out there. They go out there. They get rejected.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then
One time.
they get pissed. I get it. You get rejected one time, 2 times, 3 times. Okay, fair enough. So what? They want to. You're just gonna sit there and cry about it, or are you gonna ask that woman questions about why she left you, and then fix that problem so the next chick ain't got to deal with it? No. You're entitled to. These dudes out here pussified, man. They're too afraid to be better. They're too afraid. Instead of being better, they blame somebody else. Like this dude who hits this woman in the face with a brick. well, she shouldn't have talked to him like that. No, bruh, I don't care what that woman said. This dude's reaction was so extreme, it don't even matter what she said to him. It don't even matter what she said or did. You do not hit a woman in the face with a brick. Period. As a man, no, he needs to be hung up by his nuts and not even bother castrating him. Just leave him there about 3 days and pull out his toenails or some shit. Do something else with him while he's hanging. No, see, guys like that don't need to be here. He needs to be euthanized, and every other nigga just like him. Okay, and you want to see? No, look, no pause. I meant every word of that. It's worth it.
No Paul.
No,
Paul.
And let it be an example. Let him hang there by his nuts, so it can be an example to the rest of you lazy and sorry niggas. Go out there and do something. Read a book. Educate yourself. Become better. Nobody wants to do that. But Mandrill, that would take effort on my part. Of course it will. So getting a woman. Why don't you get your sorry ass up and go talk to her? But you don't have any interest in conversation. I guess that's her fault too. Because you don't do anything with your life except sit around and play video games and jerk off. But then it's the woman's fault because you can't hold a conversation.
Oh, he is man bashing. This is misandry.
Oh, man bashing.
Video games out of this?
No, I'm talking about the guys who abuse it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and this is what happened when you're radicalized and you're isolated. You start saying crazy shit like this.
This ain't crazy. This ain't crazy. Let's see.
It's giving Palpatine. It's giving. Let's exterminate them all and move on.
Yes, so we can have a much better society of competent human beings. One of the main things that women want, fellas, is competency. It's one of the crucial things. They don't say it because they don't realize that they need it. They need it, but they're too.
Competence in what?
That I disagree on.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing: they don't realize they need it, but they do need competency in a man. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're so enamored by the pretty shit, like cats are. Cats are enamored by pretty things, diamonds, jewelry, shiny things, and they paw at it and everything like that. But it's just a rock.
I think they go for the capable and the less competent. To be perfectly honest with you, I think if you're just able to, they ain't worried about no man being incompetent.
Yellow. What happens when a woman? What happens when a woman finds out she can outsmart that dude? She's out. She loses respect for him. When she loses respect for him, the whole relationship is over. It's just a matter of time.
You
want to go out then? She out. You just don't know it though.
I mean, it's a lot of niggas that's been married to a woman that's been rocking their ass to sleep at night for a long time.
Yeah,
if the getting is good, she ain't finna. That's what I'm saying. He ain't got.
That's right. She's there. She ain't there for him.
Good, she ain't going nowhere.
But she ain't there for him. No.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. How many people are there for the other person these days?
It don't really matter.
And that's the problem. Really that's why so many marriages fail. You get married. That's the thing about it. For the wrong reason.
Mandrill. That's the thing about it, though. Anybody married now is married for the right reason. Anybody not married is not going to get married for the right reasons now.
You think so?
Because why you think people ain't married? Why you think motherfuckers ain't married?
They're selfish. They don't know. They're not married because number one, they don't have what it takes to be married. They don't have what it takes to they don't have what it takes to maintain a relationship, let alone a marriage. Yellow.
Man, Drew, I know you're a bit older than me, but I'm kind of coming up on old nigga status too. All right. Anybody around my age
don't matter. No man should hit a woman in the face with a brick.
Hold on. Right. She didn't even get hit in the face with a brick. What you're saying is right, but she didn't get hit in the face with a brick.
That's what the people around us said, isn't it? The one guy who made the video. The one guy who made the video.
And
we believe it's
everybody saying the otherwise.
It looks
everybody saying the opposite.
It's looking very sus.
Until I see brick to face.
Summer.
No, because I'm just.
I don't know. I'm laughing, but I don't blame you, yo.
At this point, that shape is the shape of a brick, and like I said, if we going by like physics, somebody would have had to hit her flat on with the ain't no roll no brick, nigga. Unless ain't no training in the world finna make you be able to ninja star a brick that clean where the flat side lands right on the face, because that looked like a flat side brick.
It did look like a flat side brick.
Okay. So it looked like somebody would have had to basically
I thought he had it in his hand.
like she was holding the phone. Bow. She said through.
She said he threw a brick at her. He didn't wait.
The verbiage just changed multiple times. Now here's the issue. There's a guy that said he was there, but he went into a whole manosphere spiel afterwards about single moms. I don't think he was there either, because when I heard him, there's like paying attention to the way people actually see things. When he was going into describing the situation, he never described the situation. If I had just seen somebody get hit with a brick, most people, they're going to describe what happened. He never did that. He went into a full manosphere. So it looked like he was getting attention. And they said his girlfriend said he wasn't even in that area. He wasn't even in the location where it happened.
So he lying too.
It looks like there's a lot of people looking for attention.
Okay.
Miss Queen says, I believe she was hit until I see proof otherwise, but I'll admit she's a dramatic liar that doesn't know how to behave in public. Now, I have seen multiple videos of her making the same claims. Like, she's got another video where she was claiming that somebody attacked her and she's pointing to both cheeks, but they weren't swollen. Then before that, she had another GoFundMe allegedly being attacked by security. So she just has, she has unfortunately a credibility issue. Now, only thing I know for sure is something happened to her face. That's as far as I could go.
That's as far as I know. I know something happened to her face. She said somebody hit her with a brick. My thing is, here's the thing. When I talked about that, I said, if that is the case, because all the thing I can do is go off the evidence that we have so far. It looked like she got hit with a brick. If a dude hit in the face with a brick, he should be euthanized. And I mean every fucking word of that. I'm dead serious. I stand on that. I do believe in euthanization. I do. Some of you niggas don't need to be here no more. You really don't. You don't need to be. You need to be gone so you don't pollute the human genome with your putrid fucking genes. You don't. We don't need your raw materials in our genome. No. We got enough idiots. Let's breed them out and execute the rest.
Oh, so you a Cynthia G person. You a selective breeding.
No, I'm not a Cynthia G person. I'm not out there. Oh, let's kill all the black babies. No, she needs to be gone too. Euthanize her ass. She don't need to be here. She too dumb. She too dumb. You can't be here, Cynthia G. You got to go too. In fact, let's make your death quick. I don't want you to suffer. Just get out of here. Go. Let's give you the guillotine, not the electric chair. That take too long. Let's go ahead and smooth chop. You're out. Okay. That's it. And burn the body. No remains, please.
Credibility issues as far as the eye can see. Facts. Now, you're married, Quantum? You're married? You're currently married? You said I got married. F y'all lonely MFers. Congratulations. I mean, if you're married, congratulations.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah, for real. I didn't know she had a boyfriend or a fiance or nothing like that. Congratulations. Salute to you. That's kind of an accomplishment these days.
I mean, right now, though, her husband and the brick are in the same realm in my head.
How so?
I haven't seen proof of either one.
Oh, there you go. I haven't either. But I mean, all I got to do is go on her word. I mean, go by her word. But the DL Saint thing, I do recommend you check it out if you're interested. And just fast forward to the part when I show up, and if you don't want to hear the whole conversation. But yeah. Fuck all this nice guy shit. Fuck y'all. So.
Never let this nigga who let him grow his facial hair.
Or drill.
Nah. I need you to go shave that shit right now. I need you to go say that shit right now. Go say that shit right now.
My sister, the thing with my sister, right? We're there.
Yeah, that was the other one.
I'm in the conversation with her. She's reading my body language, and she swears she's thinking that I'm not really into the conversation. She's tired because of things she's got going on in her personal life. Mm-hmm. I'm absolutely exhausted and white because of things I got going on in personal life, right? So that's my body language. I'm in the conversation. I'm enjoying it. I'm just tired. Like, that's what I told you. Like, we talked about it after the show. I'm just tired. Like, that's what you're seeing. I was into it. I was even going back and forth with you with the conversation. If you notice, she said, because she was like, I'm tired. You know what I do every day? I said, you know what I do every day? I was like, listen, we're both tired. So she just misread my body language. And she was just like, with that, plus the exhaustion of what she's building, the exhaustion from what I'm building, She just kind of got frustrated, hit a boiling point, just like, hey, you know what?
Yeah. Because you, Mandrell, you do know you will check out. You will check out
when he gets goofy.
Yeah. Ooh, Mandrell can't ever run for presidency.
Why not?
Probably something you said. Probably the euthanasia.
I'm exactly what you need.
And the neutering. That probably disqualifies you.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? As a compromise? Chemical castration.
That's probably still not a good platform for.
Well, it won't be on the platform. You can't let people know that. I have to lie just like everybody else.
Okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
I mean, when you put it like that, then.
See what I'm saying, Yellow? Yeah. And you'll have a cabinet position, Yellow. You got to come.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Hey, then
You
I'm
got to
in
come.
whatever you say. I got you. Hell yeah, I'm in there. Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Sean, you too. You got to be an advisor of some sort.
Mrs. Queen said, I'll vote for him. I like the Mandrell that stands on the square. Okay. Wait a minute. So there's a Mandrell that doesn't stand on the square?
I've been accused
The
of
one
it
with no
because I've been accused.
This nigga's evil twin, bro. Remember on the old shows?
Yeah,
when they make like the evil
Everybody
twin,
said
but
he
it
was
was really just a motherfucker with just a beard.
Yeah,
man.
Mandrell, what's wrong with you? It's the facial hair world.
The facial hair. It's just look. It's just like real talk. Real talk. I mean, listen. That's why some people can't. Some people shouldn't be in charge of anything because we'll fix everything, and that will fuck up the whole program. This whole prison industrial complex. Yeah, that's out. We ain't have no more of that. You know what I'm saying? If we are, all them rules gonna fall on the same shoulders as everybody else. Rich and poor alike. You ain't getting away. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care. No, if they get the chair, you get the chair. In fact, no, if they get 5 to 10, how about you get the chair then? Look how much money you stole from people. That could have go. Look how many people they could have fed. You starving people to death. Yes, that's a much more egregious crime. The chair. The gas chamber is too peaceful for some of them.
I gotta pause you real quick, Mandrell, because you've talked long enough that Bree has started playing Overwatch. I know. I know she has.
I'm not playing Overwatch. I'm in Canva designing a shirt. I was listening to the maniacal, ramblings of the evil Mandrell, Manny. Just listening to Manny.
It ain't evil. I've said this before.
Mandrell.
But people just didn't take me seriously. It's like,
Mandrell. Dos uno.
It's just people just didn't think I was serious. I'm like, yeah, I do believe in euthanasia.
Yeah, I'm with it. I have some extreme views. I don't mind.
I mean, people who are isolated always have no problem with people dying. So this is not shocking. I'm gonna finish.
People die every day.
And unfortunately, it lands on me too. So yeah, it's probably true.
This is the voice of isolation. That's why I'm quiet, because I don't count.
But here's the thing: grass is green and the sea is blue, and people die.
I love that poem. That's one of my favorite poems.
Wow, it was almost a soliloquy.
Grass is
green.
Can you make
it a soliloquy?
And people die.
There's only one problem with your poem. Is there is a level of hope to your poem, because you're assuming that the sky is blue, which means the sun is out, which means there's a semblance of hope even in your terrible nihilistic poem.
Well, I said the sea was blue. I didn't say the sky.
If the sky was not blue,
the sea
would actually look great.
Yeah, I said the sea was blue. I didn't say nothing about the sky.
The sea is blue. The sky isn't blue.
Yeah,
the sky is
it's
blue.
all the same color. If you go look at the ocean or the sea on a gray day, it ain't gonna be blue.
That's fair. I mean,
But on somewhere on the planet,
you even have hope in your nihilism.
Oh, that's fine. We can have hope. There. Cool. You're right. We do have hope.
Sunshine. Yeah.
We're gonna get rid of idiocy.
Idiocy.
I'm just saying.
I'm with it, man.
I'm just saying. Listen, I mean, when you got people who still support Donald Trump, 93 counts. 93 charges now. Listen, and he's under the RICO Act.
Just pay attention, guys. This is another form of delulu.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. But carry on. I'd like to hear your delusions. These are great.
You still want to support him, people?
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
This is delusion. This is another brand of delusion. It's just very masculine and violent, which is fine.
It is,
but it's still delusional.
It's not biased.
Yeah,
it's not biased either one way or the other. Everybody get it. Even me. But I'm in charge, so I got to manage everything. So you got to get me after my term.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Man, Drill, I don't know, man. I'm
I
on the
see
fence.
that.
You haven't fully
I'm
gotten my
finna say
vote.
no. Nah,
Close,
if anything,
close
I
though.
see President Mandrill getting assassinated like 2 months in. Like, if
Yeah,
you know what I'm
2
saying?
weeks in.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
weeks in, yellow. Ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
last long. That's long, man.
That ain't gonna last long. I'm just gonna let you know. That's why I was like, yeah, be in the cabinet, hell yeah, because you're gonna get killed off. So
Man.
They just
one
gonna
of us
put you in
going
a
to
line
take
of
over.
succession. Yeah, one of y'all got to take over. It
Let's
can't be
go.
Bree.
Let's
Bree
go.
gonna be too
Let's
nice.
go. Let's go.
Bree-
I'm just gonna
Bree?
be there. 'cause-
Bree gonna be too nice, but she's just
Oh,
mean
I wouldn't
enough.
be. I'm
She's
not
just mean enough to make it
No,
though.
absolutely
I don't
not.
really do
No.
with binaries of
No.
nice or mean because
No.
I function somewhere that's beyond that. So
Yeah.
But don't
it
worry,
wouldn't
Bree.
be nice.
It won't be like
It'd
North
probably be
Korea.
useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't be like North Korea. It ain't gonna be nothing like that.
Nah,
If
I've
Bree
never
is in
described
charge.
myself as nice.
No.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be North Korea, nothing like that. But
If Bree is in charge, it might be.
You think it won't?
I mean, we'll definitely be listening to K-pop.
Nah, I have no need to exact that kind of
One.
control over people.
One, first of all, that would be like
Yeah, no.
the national music, though. Like
The national music will be
pretty
national anthem will be Kai. You know that Kai XO.
Shame
One
on
of
y'all
his songs.
because it'd probably be a lot like it is now. Maybe a little less corruption, but I'm pro capitalism. So
so am I.
if goofy people buy a lot of stuff, they kind of got a spot in my
Listen,
world.
you'd be amazed at the shit people buy that I sell
so
and people
once
buy.
again, I'm probably not gonna be extreme like y'all because I'm kind of kicking it right now. So like,
Okay.
Yeah, but there are people who are absolutely worthless,
I mean,
and they
I don't
shouldn't
get
be
to
here.
decide
You're not.
that. I
You
value
serve
people
no
as human.
purpose.
They're
Okay,
here
so
though.
real quick. Everybody up here, if you were the ruler, what is your first job? What is your first duty, your first task? What's the first thing you're taking on? Like if you were setting an agenda, what's at the top of your priority list for this country?
After my nap.
For the entire country.
After her nap,
After
she
my
said,
nap.
after
Or
her
before.
nap.
Both. Give me both.
Okay. Before my nap, I would mandate siestas in the middle of the day. Okay. Now, if I came fresh off a nap and I wasn't tired, then I probably would start with mental health, getting people some resources, some legitimate resources for people with mental health issues, for sure.
So if you've had a nap, you'll have a legitimate
be
position. But if you have not had a nap, you're going to mandate everybody take a
It's
nap.
probably going to influence my thoughts because I'm going to be so tired that I'll be like, you know what? Fucking naps should be mandatory. Which they should be.
Okay.
So it'll come up eventually. But
Yeah,
I'm just
you're
saying.
definitely impeached. You're gone. Yellow.
Yeah, 420 across the country is gonna be official smoke time. That's gonna be the first thing I'm implementing.
So smoke is legal
And
for everybody.
I can get behind that. I don't even
Yeah.
smoke, but I don't get any smoke, but I think it should be legal.
Okay.
Yeah, like tea time in London, we're gonna need weed time for 420. You know what I'm saying? Every time it's encouraged. It's gonna be that's basically how we're gonna be greeted. But I honestly don't know. Cause we fucked either way.
All right. You're not getting votes. Mandrill. Your turn, sir.
First order of business, I would it would be for veterans. I would have number one, a deep dive into where the money's going with the VA. Their services are absolutely terrible. I look into the standards, which they do the hiring practices for the mental health professionals. As far as the VA compensation, that would get an extreme increase in VA compensation, monetary compensation for injured wounded veterans.
I like
it. Would get minimum 25% increase at the minimum, and I would guarantee that it with as far as the cost of living adjustment, it had to be at least 5% above inflation.
Okay.
Every cost of living adjustment. Yeah, so that would be my first order of business. Take care of the vets, man, because we're out here by ourselves. There's no help. You know, and there's a lot of vets who need it. Like you go to some of these VAs, man. there's some vets who really do need it and want the help.
Yeah.
But the help they get is just, it doesn't help them. It's regimented. Like everyone goes through the same process. I'm like, no, this has to be much more personal and individual.
Okay.
You know, everyone doesn't have the same. We have similar issues, but everybody don't have the same issues for the same reasons. You have to attack the reasons why they have these issues. They never do that. So, and all health care for veterans who are wounded in combat will be free.
You know what? I like it. I'm leaning towards you for my vote between the three, but everything you said was for the veterans, which is good.
You said the first order of business. You said the first order.
Yeah.
That's first. That's first. Now I got some
primary thing. Yeah, I got you. But your primary thing is for the vets, which excludes me. Your Yellow's primary thing is for the smokers, which excludes me.
Mm-hmm.
And Bree's primary thing is for naps or mental health, which actually includes me, but I don't like it.
Exactly, because you need mental health help. Of course, you wouldn't like what's gonna actually help you. More sleep and mental health programs. Well, all y'all niggas need.
Which is what I offer. Which is what I offer.
You
because
offer
with the
smoke
420
sessions in the middle of the day.
Exactly. Which calms your mental health at times, which also allows you to think further and to be more prosperous in a country like this. Because a lot of times you need a distraction from shit like politics.
For all this weed.
But it would cut down on all the executions I'm going to do.
Got you.
Yeah,
the government
it would cut
got
down. His policy would cut down on a lot of the executions I'm going to do. So I mean, yeah, people would be more productive and relaxed. You know what I'm saying? There'll be so many fights.
This is just...
We got you.
Interesting.
They're not going to be productive, but they might fight.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of weed heads who be swinging, so I don't know.
That's true too.
I mean,
now, Mandrell, we have one of your constituents here that says, "I'm saying yes to Mandrell. Would you please say the following words, Mandrell? Will you marry me?"
Whoa, no, I can't. Listen.
No, just say those words because she's saying yes. Quantum's saying yes, so I just want you to propose while she's saying yes.
I'm kind of involved right now. I can't.
Oh,
shit.
Okay.
One for that. I mean, yeah. But I mean,
well, she said she's married, but we're.
So she claims.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she claims.
Quantum's husband, Tommy's job, Mandrell's, and my facial hair. They're all.
They all kind of in the same.
Yeah, they're all.
Florida, they might be where the socks go. They might be where with all the socks you lose. They're other socks.
Man, yeah. Mandrell actually does have facial hair. It's me, the suspect. Take care of the middle class. They're getting
absolutely. Now, my second order of business would be engineer going for the bolstering the middle class.
and how exactly would you bolster the middle class?
How to bolster the middle class?
Yeah, you giving me some tax cuts? What's up?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
Absolutely.
You
know what I'm saying? You can, and you can open up. First of all, when it comes to that,
I don't want to have nothing to do.
They mismanaged that too. That too, Yellow. With the dispensaries, they gave out too many licenses up front. They should have waited. They should have made it more rare for a longer period of time. And around about now is when they should have been opening it up. Around this time right now.
See, they need to have the higher integrity grade handling industry, which is the high industry of, the high branch of the government, so they can make sure that they just get out here and open some, man, look, if y'all make that a government job, if we make that government jobs, so this is what we do. We can start setting up kind of like how they do food stamps. Government got hella weed. Now, if you make under a certain bit, which is weed, this food is different. Depending on how you make it, you know what I'm saying? You can get you a card.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You come on in, and it depends on how you do that. Because there's certain ways we can branch off so much that we can create an industry out of this that will help families get out of the middle class.
Okay.
Growers. would be
Yeah.
connected with these government land that's already owned can be turned into farms. Industries can be created.
Okay.
You can go to Highbucks, Highmart, all government ran.
How about Hotmart?
Hi, Mark. Can't stand you.
Hey, he's,
I like the way you
he's
guys
got
are
a
supporting
point,
your
man. As
platform.
far as creating jobs,
I
thing
like
is-
the way you guys are supporting your platforms.
yeah, the thing about creating jobs is though people you have to find people who are willing to do it, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't want the hassle of owning a business and
High-speed.
managing a business.
High speed rail.
Here's the thing: high speed rail. That's one thing, but we have these things called aeroplanes and
No, but he's making another high joke. He wants high speed.
high speed rail. Got you. Here's the thing: I think we do need high speed rail. It's time for that upgrade. Japan has high speed rail where you can use your cell phone, like when they go into those deep tunnels where there's no signal. They got full bars on their cell phones underneath those tunnels.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, so the technology
I like
exists. The high speed rail, those magnet rails, where the car is not even touching the rails. The train's not even touching the rails. It's just suspended in air, but with magnets. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, maglev, yeah.
Yeah, and like that's even better than high speed rail. That's far superior. So I'd look and invest into that.
Jesus Christ.
And this whole thing about clean energy and the Green New Deal and all that stuff, no one's actually pulled the trigger on it. You know, you know, I mean, look how much technology has been shelved. Like I said, I get into some real Gestapo stuff. Like, okay, all these energy companies who confiscated that technology by Nikola Tesla and all them people. Like, let's look at these patents, figure this stuff out. Okay, and let's do some with this and create jobs. Stop BSing. This whole thing with oil. Come see, this is why I'd be assassinated. I'm finna kill too much money. Insurance companies. Okay, your time's done too. It's time to go with this universal healthcare thing. The Brits have done it and perfected it. The Germans have a hybrid system that's even better than the British joint. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like people have perfected that. And education, dude. Come on.
See, I got the perfect way to solve the fossil fuel problem all the time. See, what we do is we take our lesser strains, right? And we're able to drain them and use the THC or the extracts, and we're gonna work on a 10-year plan and develop a hemp-based a hemp-based gas, you know, fossil fuel that would allow us to eliminate, not fossil fuel, but energy fuel that will allow us to eliminate the need of fossil fuel and thus cut down a lot of the fighting and the war, because we know what a lot of this is over. Okay, it's
CB diesel.
Over that black coal.
Nice man.
CB diesel. There you go.
Yeah, you need to coin that, man.
CB diesel.
That is brilliant. That is.
And going forward, we would be able to cut down on so much of the use. Our houses will be powered. Our vehicles will be powered.
Yeah.
You know, ladies, imagine your little drawer friend being able to run off CB diesel. Never running out.
Oh.
Because the battery is always high. The charge is always high.
The charge is always high.
Vote yellow. President of these here United States. I guarantee you high times and munchies.
I bet you do.
Yeah, Bree dropped out of the race. She couldn't contend with the veterans or the weed angles. Her platform of naps definitely did not hold up when the people voted. So Bree looks like she completely dropped out of the race. So it is a 2-man race for the high office. High office. The NHS is the UK.
You know.
Yeah, you got a leg up for the high office, but I don't know. Mandrell made a great case, man. His platform was robust. Yours kind of you're pretty much a single issue like a single issue is going to solve all problems, and that's just, I don't know.
I mean, I think if everybody just sat down and smoked the blunt real quick, I'm pretty sure a lot of issues would change.
Yeah.
Can't knock it till you try it.
He's got a point. If you smoke weed, you really don't feel like getting up. You don't even feel like getting upset. You know, you let a lot of shit slide. Just like, you know what?
Fuck that shit. I'll be trying to. At least I'll be trying.
You be suited.
Man,
if you be suited, you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like I said, I tried it, but it didn't stick. Because things I was doing in my life wouldn't allow me to smoke weed regularly. So I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
So I just didn't bother anymore.
Looks like our UK friends have a lot of governmental issues as well. So that's,
but their prime ministers are terrible.
But it's nice to know we're not alone.
You're right. I think their last 3 were just horrible. Theresa May they taught her like this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's the second female prime minister. It's like, yeah, but she was worse than Thatcher was. Like, she was just absolutely terrible. And then you got the guy who started Brexit in there now. He didn't even want the job. He said as much. Boris said he didn't want. I don't want to be prime minister. And he got in the office and performed like he didn't want the job. Like, why are you surprised? The guy told you he didn't want the job. At least Trump pretended. Trump didn't want to be president.
Well, Mandrell, I have to cut you off. Another person in our town hall meeting wants to know what, as president, would you do to Wall Street? And then also as a member of the Green Party, Yella, I want to know what your answer is right behind that.
What I do? Oh, the only thing you can do at Wall Street is more regulation because they don't have any. You have to make rules now.
Oh, you just lost Nova.
What I do to Wall Street? You have to. Because here's the thing. Between Wall Street, the banks, and energy companies, that's why we're in the situation we're in now with this inflation. Those 3. And who allowed it to happen? And I say allowed because they have the power to stop this whole thing. The same people who got more money than they know what to do with. The government. If I'm the government, then listen, even if it's temporary, you got to stop the playing around. You got to let us get on our feet first. Quit sucking us dry. It ain't the middle class that's doing it. It damn sure ain't the poor. They don't have anything. They have no way to suck the country dry. They don't have they don't have that. No. So leave them out of that whole debate. Poor people, no. Middle class, not a chance. Okay? It's just the rich people. These big corporations and Wall Street playing their little fuck games with the numbers that people who ain't on the market, they don't understand it, and that's how they get away with it. Most politicians don't know what they put their money and invest in stock in the things they're told to invest in because they do get insider information. That's why they get caught every now and again. Pelosi got caught. She's Speaker of the House right now. They got caught red-handed. So I mean, but here's the thing: there's no rule against it. So you ask me what that has to go. You can't cheat. If everybody can't get the information, you can't have it either. Once everything is on a level playing field, now we can talk.
Solid answer. Now, Yella, again, as the Minister of Green himself, how would you handle commerce and Wall Street?
So first of all of those organizations that Mandrell speak of can easily be, handled by just using extracts of weed and different sources. Because my whole thing is this: you laughing, Mandrell, and I'm
you're right. I'm laughing, but you're right. You can. It's a very versatile substance. Marijuana is. It is an extremely versatile substance.
First of all, we would make getting it I don't know exactly what it's called. What is it called when you do go public and you make it a stock? I don't know exactly what
Going
it's called.
public.
Like,
Yeah, it's going
I
public.
mean, so it's what's called going public. All right, no,
Yeah.
because it was like I was looking for a certain term, but basically going public.
Basically, if you're not traded,
Was
on
it an
the, on the
IPO?
market-
Initial public offering? IPO?
Yeah, before you get an IPO, you're privately owned business. But once you get an IPO, you're publicly traded, and that means other people can buy shares of your company.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We can basically HEMP. You know what I'm saying? However, you could do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever letters we need to get on the stock market, first of all, and we make this sourceable to all companies to be able to do studies with. Now imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like Candy Dan was saying, right? I'm gonna go back up here to this one.
Protect the farm.
She was talking about farming, right? Protecting the small farmers, right? They come holler at us, right? Because we're working on everything from better growth progress, like better growth programs and ideas on how to improve crop safety and keep those crops healthy throughout certain seasons so they can last longer and you can be able to sell them over a longer period of time. Or we learn how to kind of take hemp and other ways that we can figure this thing out and kind of make better soil for the farmers to use. You know what I'm saying? Because we can have it all. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
We can fix it all.
For whatever reason, it might be because I'm juvenile. I'm really enjoying this as a campaign thing. So we're going to start using timers. Anybody else in the town hall, in the chat out there, anybody that's watching us via satellite, cable television, go ahead and drop what you'd like us to ask the candidates for, what their platform is, what their stance is on certain subjects, and we'll go back and forth. Right now, I'm going to ask you two gentlemen, what is your stance on the obesity epidemic on the United States, and what would you do to fix that? We're going to start with the man with the mandate about healthcare and diet. He just had a talk with Paul Bennett the other day about diet. So we're going to start with Mandrill. What would you do about the obesity epidemic?
Also, incidentally, another interview about diet with Jay Speeds coming up Friday. I would fuck you. How about that? Get in the gym, eat a reasonable diet, get good. I'm not doing shit to help you not kill yourself. That's a conscious decision that you make every single day, several times a day, to eat the wrong things when you know the right things are out there for you, but you don't want to do that. You're too fucking lazy to look up a recipe that tastes good, that's healthy for you, and eat that. No, I'm not gonna do anything. You want to kill yourself? Fine. You're that fucking weak. Do us a favor. Keep eating. But your healthcare costs, in fact, with my free healthcare, it ain't gonna be free for you. You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. You will be paying. If you're 40 pounds overweight, you pay a fee for healthcare.
Oh shit!
You're not gonna strain. No, I'm not gonna dump millions into your healthcare. No, people who got good sense and care about themselves, okay, put the effort into working out and taking care of themselves. Invest the money into supplementation and education about how to be healthy, having a good workout routine, personal trainers. Ooh. Yeah, there are people who put actual effort into taking care of themselves, and it pays off. We see the results. We see what happens to you. You chose it for yourself. No one did that to you. Get fucked.
Mandrill 2024 in the building. Oh, he came through strong with that, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like our candidate did re-enter the race for president. Candidate Bree has re-emerged in contention.
Yeah, my bad. I was ordering Mandrill's assassination before I didn't have to worry about this tyrannical rant on TV.
Tyrannical is true. It's true. These people choose that.
So
they choose it.
I got it set up. You know, it's going to be like the
They
return
choose
of
it,
the
Bree.
Lord.
Come
You
on.
won't know the day nor the time. It's gonna
Bree,
be
they
all right.
choose it themselves, Bree. Come on.
Hey, real quick, man, Yella, I'm going to give you your time, and then we're going to come back to candidate Bree. I'm actually going to ask you a different question. We want to know, because currently in the United States of America, there is a gender war. There's a gender dynamic that is seen relationships go off the rails. Men and women are having a hard time finding suitable relationships. I need 2 minutes from you. What would you do to help the state of relationships in the United States of America?
First of all, I would make any platform that has ever put out or allowed any type of relationship advice to shut down every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So motherfuckers can get the fuck off the internet thinking that somebody give a fuck about their relationship advice. 2, everybody will sit the fuck down and smoke a blunt. I'm going to nominate a very select few of ladies and a very select few of men, and that is going to be my gender council. And they are going to sit down and they are going to negotiate all of the formalities of a fair, mostly communist style relationship.
Communist relationship?
Yeah, everything will be fair. Yeah, everything will be fair. Everybody gets everything fair. Yeah.
Communist relationships, though.
The relationship owned by the state.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because we gonna figure this shit the fuck out. Everything gonna be fair. You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
commies.
I'm just saying. What?
Commies and mommies.
Look. Because that's the only way motherfuckers gonna actually figure it out. The way it's going right now, it's unregulated. So if we gotta regulate something, we gonna regulate this. Maybe that'll stop people from getting in bad relationships and shit.
Okay. Appreciate that, candidate Yella. Appreciate that answer. Now, candidate Bree, now that you're coming back into the conversation, as president, you can take either question. What you would do about the obesity epidemic or the state of relationships? Your 2 minutes begins.
About fat people. Why you asking about fat people?
Oh Lord. Sir, this is my time, please.
Because I'm fat, you ain't asking about fat people.
This
I could
is
talk
just
about
an
fat
example
people
of
too.
his lack of structure and respect for structure. Do not vote for him, okay? Y'all gonna be out here living in TPs that's barely built, okay? Can I get my clock started over?
Absolutely. We'll start your clock over. Go ahead and continue, and I'll get the clock reset.
Okay. So as far as the relationship epidemic, I would, at the age of about 25, everybody's going to have to get some sort of education, whether that's a trade, you start something. You don't have to go to college, but I want to get everybody set off to life. So one, there will be no marriages before the age of 25. Okay. At the age of 25, you will get your government paid for a mental health assessment. Okay. We will have everything, if you're neurodivergent, we're going to know that. Okay. We also would do mandatory schizophrenic screenings later. But at 25, we're gonna try to get everybody off to a solid foundation. At that point, you will be given your get along shirt, okay? And then you will be paired with another person, and y'all will have to walk around with y'all get along shirts of, whatever you like. If you like women, you like men, you're gonna get paired off with someone who matches your mental health assessment. We're gonna do personality tests, we're gonna do Hexaco models, okay? And we're gonna pair you up with someone who we think you would match with. Now you gotta wear the get along shirt, you have to live together and try to cooperate. You don't have to get married, okay? You're just gonna learn how to cooperate with a person of the opposite sex who's not a family member. We bring it back to blood tests because some of y'all was born from some cousins, and that's why y'all fucked up now. We bring it back to blood tests, okay? So you're gonna have to cooperate and live with someone for a year. After your year, you're free to be released. You can go out into the world, and you can try, okay? So that is my solution to the relationship problem. Forced cooperation after the age of 25, based on personality screenings, what we think would pair well together, and you'll be forced to get along. And after that year, you can go be single, free, whatever. But you will have learned cooperation. Okay, you will be trained in the skill, and you will have a mental health assessment. Okay, that's my plan.
Ooh, I like that answer, Candidate Bree. Excuse me. Now, Candidate Yella, you did ask and request to have some time on fat people. You said you wanted to get on, under, and behind fat people. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to get on fat people.
Nah, man, I ain't like the fat people slander. You know what I'm saying? First of all,
He didn't even slander them. He just asked about it.
oh no, because if you ain't got no gut, if you ain't got a gut, keep your mouth shut. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about them fat people. These fat people ain't never had no problem. You feel what I'm saying? So look, if it's working, make it work. Just make sure you're healthy though. Eat a salad every now and then, big ass nigga. And put on some
big ass nigga.
And put on another size bigger. If I'm gonna say that. Tell it. Stop trying to fit into the little extra small clothes because it's got the brand name on it. Go ahead and get you one size big. Other than that, if you make it look good, shit, just make sure it's healthy.
Well, listen, because he said, if you ain't got a gut, shut the fuck up. And he was in response to your tangent about fat people, Mandrill. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to rebuttal if you like.
Well, as you know, I'm on a body transformation journey myself. I gained 40 pounds on purpose, well, more than 40 pounds on purpose to motivate a client to help her lose weight. And when I helped her lose 52 pounds, she left me because she said, I can't be with a fat personal trainer. So I understand how I've been fat before, so I understand how it feels. And my position still stands. You made that choice yourself. Fuck you. Get in the gym and get good.
Nice. I like where you guys are going. Take It Home podcast in the building. Hello. Summerman Spy said, get a moo. We have a couple of inquiries from the chat. Haley wants to know, what about the youth? I have lost all hope with the youth, which is a great question. I actually had a tab open to ask you guys about that way earlier, but we're going to start with Candidate Bree. What would you do about the youth? YOUF.
The youth. I'm gonna put the U in the youth,
for the
and
children.
That's gonna be your problem. So if they your kids, they are your problem. Okay, we're gonna put the you back in you. Control your kids. Okay, and if they're not controlled, they at the mercy of the public, and that's all I got for the youth. Okay, look at yourself. Control your children. If they trash, then it's probably a reflection of you. Okay, so I ain't worried about the youth. I'm worried about you. What you doing? So that would be my statement to parents, and that's my plan. That's it.
That's a strong platform. The candidate surrenders the rest of her time. We are going to move on to Candidate Mandrill. The youth are on fire. Okay, wrong song. And what about the youth? I have lost all hope with the youth. What do you have for the youth of the United States?
You need give them something to do. Like, remember the Boys and Girls Club of America? Yeah, some of the money we're going to free up by putting actual rules on Wall Street so they can't just steal money. You know what I'm saying? And banks. Okay, that's going to free up tons of money. Billions, hundreds of billions. So we take that and we open up after school facilities for them to go after school, where there will be tutoring, there'll be after school activities. They can concentrate. Yeah,
Candidate Bree, you had your time.
Yeah, they need recreation. You know what I'm saying? Especially boys. Boys need a firmer hand than girls do because we get out there, we get wild. It's a natural thing for us. We explore. We hit shit. We fall down and hurt ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be boxing classes, martial arts classes, basketball. You know what I'm saying? There will be classes on financial literacy. Now, it would be mandatory before they go and play and do all the karate shit. They got to get them classes in financial literacy, okay? And manners. Something your parents ain't teaching you, okay? etiquette classes. You know what I'm saying? So you open up facilities like that, like there used to be. You know, community centers, we used to call them, Boys and Girls Club. And these places need to be funded. That's what happened to them. The government stopped funding them. They didn't see anything coming back in, even though society was arguably better at that time. But, you know, you put a bunch of rich, greedy fucks in charge, that's what you get. That money can come to me, screw the kids, okay? Because if a parent, if both my parents had degrees, and both of them worked 2 jobs, okay? My sister and I, you know what I'm saying? It's good that we were good kids and did what our parents told us to. Because if we were bad kids, they'd have had a nightmare on their hands. But everybody ain't us. So,
I mean, that's very solid. Mandrill says he's going to make the kids learn to count before he teaches them to count or punch. I like that.
It sounds like a
I like
concentration camp. There was a lot of stuff that's going to require concentration that Mandrill was talking about. So it just sounds like a concentration camp to me. But okay.
And they got to learn these rules and about life from someone. They're not getting it from their parents. A lot of parents didn't get those lessons either, and they're disappointed with their life, so they take it out on the kids. You know what I'm saying? So the kid doesn't really have a chance from the get-go in those scenarios, in those situations. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at least give the kids a chance from somewhere. They have to get those lessons from someone, from somewhere. They have to. We can't just say, "Oh, screw it, ain't my problem." Yeah. But then complain about the way society is. Why are people so crazy?
Your time up.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say.
Okay, fair enough.
Candidate yields the time. We have a new entrant into the race for president. The world class of the Independent Thinkers Party has arrived. I appreciate you, world class. Thank you.
Welcome, a new challenger.
A new challenger.
Ain't that something? What's going on?
What's up, man? We are going to put Yellow on the clock with his 2 minutes.
Right. Light skin master race, Yellow.
The youth are on fire. What would you do about the youth of the United States? Because Haley has lost all hope.
Well, of course, everything comes back to a little smoke with me. First of all, with my running mate and campaign advisor, ChatGPT, we have developed an 8-part plan.
Jesus.
For our plan to use government sales and profits for after school programs, the marijuana revenue for youth enrichment program, the MRYEP. Let me see if I can zoom it in for y'all. So y'all can see it.
That's an 8-point B plan.
We just want to make sure
eight joint plan.
An 8 joint, right? An 1/8 of a weed plan. You know what I'm saying? So the marijuana for youth enrichment program, the MRYEP, is a government initiative designed to utilize the proceeds generated from the legal sale of marijuana for the betterment of our communities, particularly focusing on funding after-school programs for the youth. This plan outlines the framework for how the government will allocate and manage marijuana-related revenue to ensure the welfare and development of our younger generation. And of course, we have plenty of evidence. We have plenty of focal points. I don't want to bore you all. I do have only 2 minutes to spare. But you can go to vote for Yellow
Mr. Yep.
420.
Mr. Yep.
Yeah, the Mr. Yep plan. Yeah, the Mr. Yep plan. Yeah, the Mr. Yep plan. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. The 8th initiative.
The 8th
there you
initiative.
Go. There you go.
Like it. I like
so
it.
This is my plan.
Man. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're getting technology involved, along with marijuana.
Absolutely.
So we are going to welcome candidate world class. We're going to welcome candidate world class. Now, the question on the table is, what would you do for the youth, sir? But I'm going to give you an extra minute. You're going to get 3 minutes so you can introduce your platform and speak to the question on the table about the youth. So what about the youth, but also, introduce your platform.
Light skin master race for the win.
Okay, so it's interesting that y'all will be the master race, but you could only get a yellow belt. So there's that. Appreciate you for having me up. I'm so rudely interrupted by a life racist who completely wants to castrate everybody. I don't understand why you know what you sound like. You sound just like Django. Like everybody wanted to do is just castrate this young man for no reason. And that's all you seem to be interested in, and it's your fault. I really care up here to count and I don't know why you're here on life, but you know, man, apparently you want to take people to wherever you came from, which is hell. So I think my platform is calling out terrorists like Mandrill. That's what we did. We called them out and at a high level. The first thing I would do, and I'm being serious right now. The first thing I would do is designate children as a endangered species, so they can get the same type of protection that everybody else gets. So whenever any one of these U.S. mothers beat their children, they can get federal charges. Because literally the foundation, because it's like, what do you want to do to help children? All you have to do is get out of the way. It's not really that they need a lot. They need people to get out of their way. And like I always say on all these platforms, I would make it a mandate for raising children based off how their brain works. Because we had the technology, we had the information, we already know how it's supposed to be done. But when you give them the protection that they need, like what Trump was kind of doing, it's the only thing I really liked about him, they flourish dramatically. I have a 22-year-old goddaughter. I know how to raise children, make them healthy and respectable. When you leave them alone and let them be human and treat them like they're human, all these problems get solved. So that's why, like earlier, I was like, first thing I would do is create free energy, because free energy would inspire technology, and that would eventually eliminate the need for a mundane thing like money. So you would have free energy and you would have free economy and be focused on technology and development. So they're genius. They're extremely intelligent when you give them opportunity to just be human. But this country, and most of these mothers in this country, their confidence and their day-to-day is based off child abuse. The entire culture is based off deleting children and abusing them. So once you label them as an endangered species because they don't get an opportunity to live, and you're like, oh, that's wild. That's not a wild thing, because since 1973, the females in this country have killed 66 million children.
Dang. Woo! Came with the heavy stuff. I hear you. I don't know how many women are going to vote for you, World Class, but you do put forth a heck of an argument. Shout out to Ty Lieber in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Now we have 2 other questions, and then we are going to just go into like a final round where everybody can, pitch their platform to the people in the public. I want an answer on the legality of interspecies marriage and whether sperm whales are off limits. I want to start with Mandrill while his face looks like that. I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock.
Well, I mean, most of you are animals anyway. So what's the difference?
Okay. It's some drug.
Well,
That's the way you behave. You people behave like animals. I'm going to treat you like one. Okay. Here's the thing. That's absolutely disgusting. See, this is what I'm talking about. You guys come at me about my success on euthanasia. However, people who do this kind of take part in this kind of degeneracy.
You like euthanasia?
No, shut up.
Oh, okay.
I caught that. But anyway, no. Why would you want that to possibly procreate and pollute the human genome? There's no other species like us in the universe. Those guys are anomalies. They weren't supposed to be here in the first place. So let's just do God's job for him, since I guess he was taking a Kool-Aid break when they were born. So that's what I say when it comes to people who want to interspecies marriage. I thought marriage was supposed to be a holy sacrament and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's a religious thing, but the government's involved when there's supposed to be separation for church and state. Hey. If you're married, if it's separation from church and state, why do you get tax breaks when you're married? Help me understand this, people. So I would separate church and the state. So the church can have their goats and dog marriages and dolphins and whatnot, because a woman did marry a dolphin. That happened. Yeah, so the church can have that, but you'll get no special benefits or nothing like that. It's a free country. Do what you want. But you marry some other species, you will not get the same marriage privileges that humans get when they marry humans. Okay? You're a fucking nut job, and I'm not going to pay you to be crazy. Okay? I'm going to help fix you.
Sure.
I'm going to reopen asylums for you. Yes, and we will learn a lot from the way your mind works, because we will be experimenting.
Okay. This is why we don't let Green Berets be
They need to be studied.
This is the reason why we shouldn't let Green Berets be in government. Just keep listening to Mandrill. We all will be in concentration camps in the Atlantic Ocean.
He's just one sentence away from just putting us in gas chambers.
No, here's the thing. You know, my teammates and I said about politics.
Oh, it's more like you.
We would talk about this kind of stuff all the time, right? And I rose the proposition. I said, you realize what would happen if one of us, a soldier, a combat soldier who had not been corrupted by politics, got elected to be president? My battle buddy Crowder said, people would hate fucking life. I said, absolutely. You guys would. You would hate life. If one of us got elected who was not corrupted by politics, that's the key.
Now. I'll be honest.
People, especially these rich guys, cleaning us up financially, they would absolutely hate it. The middle class would thrive, but there would be order. And to do that, for the time being, you're gonna have to let me borrow some of them rights of yours, because you don't know what to do with them.
This is complete tyranny.
Isn't that what Hitler said?
No.
Everybody, give me a second, Mandrill, because you said you're going to fix these people that want interspecific marriages.
Yes,
but you said fuck fat people.
Yes,
you're not going to help us, and we have to.
Yeah, because you can fix yourself. Because you can fix yourself. You got yourself in a situation.
People that want to marry whales.
No, they can't fix themselves. They don't know what they're doing. Here's the thing. They clearly have no clue what they're doing. Why else would you want to marry a dolphin or a dog? Or that one lady with a cat.
That's a real question.
Mm-hmm. That one lady with a cat. I mean, yeah, that's a real question. Yes. Like these people are clearly mentally ill. So I'm going to put them in a place where they can get the help that they need. I'm going to adopt some of Bree's policy. Okay. And combine it with some of Yellow's policy. I'm going to get them some mental health and some weed so we can calm all this crazy shit down.
Listen, he's going to gas them.
I'm not going to gas them. No, you don't. No, that's like I said.
Because I don't know why chicks want to wear eyelashes to make them look like emus. Just like everything they do.
I'm going to give a world class. It's 2 minutes. Let's give a world class.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what's the question?
Now, first, I want to hear this thing about emus. Let me get 30 seconds for emus.
Yeah, that's what they look like. And I don't know why y'all doing it. I've made a decision in my life to not talk to chicks that wear eyelashes because it's weird. It's like long eyelashes for humans, because I don't think they understand that, is a male trait. So what you think you're gonna do is then go get eyelashes and look like a male emu. What's the one with the metal with the what is it, like a hammer on the top of his head? That one's super violent. I forgot the name of that one. That's what y'all look like, and I don't want no fuss. And it seems like everything that they do is to look like an animal.
I know which one he's talking about too.
That's what. Okay, so the emu, you were on the right path of the question anyway, because we're talking about interspecies marriage, and you're talking about people wanting to look like emus.
That's what I'm saying.
So 2 minutes on the legality of interspecies marriage and whether sperm whales are off limits.
Legality is crazy.
Wow, ain't it?
It's too much. This is too much. I don't know how you're going. I guess that would have to be a poly relationship. Whales are really big, so I don't know what would fit. I think if you get inside of it and bust, but then I guess only the female whales will be participating. I don't know how the males will participate, and I don't understand why. So legally, according to y'all, you can't do poly, so it can't happen. But there we go. That's the best I got, because this is stressful. We know that y'all the people that y'all like that walk around looking like they're being choked to death, aka white people. They've been having relationships with canines for a long time, so I'm pretty sure they'll be thrilled when that does happen. And I want no parts. I don't want to drive past McDonald's and see Karen tongue kissing Chihuahua. I don't want to see that. So I think I'm gonna vote for Mandrell. I think I'm gonna vote for Mandrell.
Oh,
So
we have
can
our
get these
first
people
candidate
outta here.
endorsement.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because if that happens, I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm out the race. Let Mandrell take it and let the Green Berets kill everybody and figure out who's best. So yeah, but standard, I'm gonna vote for Breakers Chocolate.
Gotcha.
Let's
All
go.
right, the world class. We're gonna, he's gonna vote for Bree because chocolate. So we're gonna
That's
give
facts.
Bree
That's a
her
fact.
2 minutes on the interspecies marriage question, and our sperm whales off limits.
It's crazy.
I will approve the marriages. But there's no you can't marry domesticated animals. Okay? You can only marry wild animals. You can't marry endangered species. Are sperm whales endangered? I'm not sure. But the only caveat is you have to go live in the habitat of the species, because
I like it.
having them
like
come into our realm would be very traumatic for them. So you can go marry a whale for sure. You just have to live in the ocean, and I'm sure you'll survive. So you can go live in the ocean with the whales, and I would totally approve the marriage. And you have to live with them 100% of the time.
That's
so we will definitely approve marriages to wild animals, but you have to live in their habitat. Yep.
Yeah, Bree 2024. The chants are already starting. You can use the remainder of your time on any other question that you wanted, if you have nothing left.
Is that Sailor Moon?
Yes, Sailor Moon. That being said, I'm gonna mandate that everybody watches anime as well.
Hell yeah.
You gotta watch at least a few from every genre to get some, good personality building there. But not One Piece, because it's shit.
No, it isn't. Even the live action was good.
Hey, calm down.
Surrender the time, Mandrell. Surrender the time.
Mandrell is also on the watch list. He's on the no-fly list if I win. He has to be monitored at all times.
Absolutely.
I already am. In real life, I really am. No bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone believes you.
Yeah,
no, here's the thing. In all honesty,
I don't agree. You being watched at all times. Hey, U.S. government, look, this your boy. I don't agree with nothing this nigga talking about.
Yeah, we don't.
He should. You see what I've been doing over here? Because y'all got my face. Y'all got my face. Y'all see where I've been all the time. I be cool. I don't trust nothing he talk. Yep, U.S. government. Hey, how you doing? Let's talk.
We all are though.
If you been, I mean, hey, I know they got my face.
I'm just saying, if you serve in special operations,
so I try to keep it somewhat presentable. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to keep it somewhat presentable.
All right, so Yellow, we are going to get you in on the next to last question, on our next to last question. What are your thoughts on the legalities of interspecies marriage and whether sperm whales are off limits?
I mean, well, I kind of agree with candidate Bree. That's a similar stance I would take. But I would like to tackle that second part. So I thought that's what sperm whales was for.
For interspecies
marriage? Ain't that's what they call sperm whale?
Shit.
That's because that's what you're supposed to. Shit. Let's just think about it for a second, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't think so.
Shit.
No?
No.
Shit.
I mean, they wasn't named that on accident.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
Do they look like sperms?
Shit.
I mean, no. I mean, it's like a trash can. You know what I'm saying? That's where you input the trash at.
Wow. Are you talking about saying sperm whales?
You wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. You confirmed the relationship. I said I agree with your stance,
but he said our sperm whales. That's consensual. You talking about dumping off in them?
Oh Jesus!
Is this on top of the water or when they land on the? Never mind. I'm just not my turn.
I mean, right? You know what they do What they do in the privacy of their bedroom is on them.
Wow.
But
thanks.
I mean, I know it's a shocking concept, but you got to listen to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Nova, for
these
the
are the
question.
people that's wrong. You
gotta appreciate Nova for the question.
We can blame.
Jesus,
can she get? Is that a girl? Can we block her? Can we block? We don't want to block her.
We can't block Nova.
No, you can't block Nova, man. No, yeah, Nova is actually a cool one, man.
I'm gonna report her. She's stressful.
I don't even know that Nova would want me to correct you and let you know that that's a man, but I think
Nova is in gender.
That's right. Genderless tree. Genderless tree. That's right.
Tree.
I forgot about that.
I assume their gender. I'm wrong now.
Good on them.
Their tree.
So we're gonna start this one with Bree. Now, Summer wants to know, what are your plans for the zombie apocalypse? How would you prevent the spread? And considering we already talked about COVID earlier, you might be the perfect person. And as a nurse, you might be able to speak to preventing spread.
Well, I think if we had a zombie apocalypse, I would definitely have plans to just nuke the planet, because I just think that it would just be nature telling us our time has come to an end. So, but I would definitely offer you guys a plan to die peacefully. So I would send officials around with tranquilizers, some potassium chloride injections,
that's crazy.
pills. Where you gonna run? Where you gonna run? We gonna run. Zombies. You know what I'm saying? I would, it's not a lot of hope here. I definitely believe in evolution, and if zombies came, it just means, look at it. We got Mandrill over here trying to kill everybody. He's calling everybody stupid. So if the zombie, it might just be time. We had a good run. Okay.
Good run.
I would have my people, my fellow humans, focus on the fact that we had a good run. I might play a little PowerPoint presentation with some music behind it about all the good times humanity had.
Boys to Men. We've come
some
to the end
Boys
of the road.
To Men. Yeah, to say end of the road. We might have some little ceremonies, and then we would just you can choose to die peacefully. You can stay. I'll let the people who want to survive have like 2 weeks. I'll let y'all have a little fun. I'll see how y'all do. You know what I'm saying? I'll see how y'all do. I'll be on the ocean in a cruise ship or something. But I'll see how y'all manage. I'm not gonna give y'all any resources. If y'all seem like y'all getting the upper hand, or y'all making it, we might reconsider. Man. But y'all got 2 weeks to do something about these zombies, or it's a wrap. Okay, that's my plan. Okay, I'm going on a cruise, and y'all got 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Damn,
y'all got 2 weeks.
She going on vacation.
Yeah,
y'all got 2 weeks.
I don't think they can swim.
Who gonna ride the boat? Who gonna drive it?
I'll take some people, my cabinet, my family, a few people who contribute to humanity. A few people who contribute to humanity. Some entertainers, Pedro Pascal, because he's trained. So like if they do, get on the boat,
I'm trained too.
All right.
So I'm going. Yeah. Good. I'll be on the boat.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, listen.
I'm gonna shoot that boat.
Dang, to the world class. Let's go shoot that boat. What are your plans for the zombie apocalypse, and how would you prevent the spread, sir?
Well, in the spirit of Bree, I thought, because anime was said, I thought I'd bring up Sailor Face.
Sailor Face.
That's sexy red as a Sailor Scout.
That's Sailor Face. That's what I call it, because because her face is strong. What I would do is I would quickly form. I don't know what it's called. I know the T virus was the problem, and then they had the solution, which was like purple. So I would get that made immediately to protect you all. I would get as many light skinned people as I can and put Christmas lights on them. And as the draw attention and make sounds. So as the zombies would come, we would let them eat you because this will be reparations for you guys for not going through slavery. But that's for another topic. as many as y'all as possible, because y'all like white people and y'all like us, so y'all be able to fight them off a little bit. We put an outfit on you or whatever, and let them take y'all out, and then we'll just nuke everything that's in that particular area, and then what we'll do is we'll see where we're at. Once that's done, make some decisions to go from there. So national security is extremely important to us, and we have the best interests of the United States national security in mind, and what we'll do from there is just clean up the remains, and then we'll erase light-skinned people from history. What else? What else will we do? And
at least in America.
Yeah, and then we would definitely not allow any other people from anywhere else to come here. Yeah, that'll be my plan for that. I think that's the best plan. And yep, yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's a manly looking chick. Real quick, she looks like Chris. What's that name? Chris Tucker from 24, from Rush Hour. That's what she looks like.
She do not look like him.
She definitely look like Chris Tucker.
I hope that's not true, because I don't want to see that.
She built like what's that kid from 85? So what the hell his name is? DC. Yeah, she built like DC.
Young Fly.
Yeah, Young Fly. Yeah, that's what she built. No, I don't want no pause.
You're making light-skinned zombies out of spite, just the nukas.
Hey, them zombies gonna have the riz though. They gonna be making light-skinned eyes at y'all.
All the zombies gonna have good hair. All the zombies gonna have
all the good hair they got to go.
They're gonna be playing R&B music, body rolling.
Yes, because we all know that all the zombies gonna be the dark skinned motherfuckers. So we can get rid of y'all all at one time, and we can end the damn colorlessness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Quantum is ready for Mandrill to answer. So, Yellow, we're going to save your answer for last. We are going to move on to candidate Mandrill for his 2 minutes to the zombie apocalypse agenda. What are your plans for the zombie apocalypse, and how would you prevent the spread? And how did your mustache get darker from the last time you were on camera?
That's a fact.
I don't know.
I thought it was just me.
I don't know. Anyway,
you don't know where you put your Sharpie?
I don't use a Sharpie, sir. I don't use a Sharpie. But anyway, I would when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, I mean, it's airborne, the whole nine. If a disease is airborne, you're fucked. You're done. There's nothing you can do about it. It's airborne. You're not beating that. It's over. So the only thing you can do is the best you can. And I agree somewhat with Bree. I mean, we had a good run, if that's the case. First of all, with Bree, no, I don't agree with killing everyone. Okay. And the 99, I say about 97% of this population are in fact idiots. So that's why I call them that. They are dumb. They're dumb. You're dumb. Yes. The vast majority of the society is dumb.
So to clarify, you're keeping 3% of humanity?
No, I'm keeping as many qualified individuals as I can. So
what would the qualifications be?
That you don't have the clearance for that, sir. So
wow.
Right. So so the zombie apocalypse. Everyone here. The thing is, everyone thinks they'll be all right because everyone here has a gun. For the most part. However, what I do know from personal experience is it's one thing to be trained and know how to use a weapon. It's another when you're actually in combat. Everything's fine until the dying starts. Once the dying starts, that whatever group or militia you're in, that little psycho fuck family of yours is going to tear itself apart. So we're done. If the zombie apocalypse happens, do the best you can. Godspeed. That's my thing.
Could you repeat some of those adjectives about what type of family was it again?
Psycho fucked family. They are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my thing with the zombie apocalypse.
That's rich.
And society is dumb. Here's one thing, and to tell you, we getting final thoughts. I'll get into that later.
So you're just gonna let them die as zombies? You wouldn't even kill them before they turn?
Yes, I tried. Listen, you didn't want me to kill dummies. Only dummies are gonna.
You get to die as humans. In my plan, you get to die as humans.
Yeah, you get to die as humans, but there's nothing stopping the spread. It's gonna spread too fast. So the only thing you do is drop napalm and things like that. But you got to do it on a population of humans as well. It's gonna be too mixed in.
I'm killing the humans. My goal is to kill people as humans. See?
I got you, but here's the thing: either way it goes, it's a class A clusterfuck. So you fucked either way.
Could you
let
give
us
the proper spelling of that term? Because people are having a hard time in the chat making out what you're saying. What kind of family was that again?
Psycho fucked family. Okay. You see,
Yeah.
this is what I'm
Merriam-Webster.
talking about. You see what I'm saying? Well,
This
it's
is-
okay if my sister has fans.
This is the only way to keep him in control. You gotta,
How was
You
that?
gotta put the cardboard cutout.
you gotta have
Mhm.
Shushu present.
You
But
see
See
how
how
he-
you see how he calmed down, right? You see,
Yeah, he
you
calmed
see
down.
it
Yep.
immediately.
Look, mustache lighter. Look, mustache lighter.
Yeah, there you go. He's back.
Look.
No, but here's the thing. Yeah, my sister, as dear as she is to me, you know what I'm saying? She'd be the first person I would save. I need her.
Oh, she's in good hands.
I don't really need the rest of you.
I got it. You ain't got to worry about that. She's safe.
She already got clearance.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, shoot.
Changed my name to Clarence.
He's back. He's back. Yeah, listen. I'm just saying, listen, man. No, understand in combat, like I said, everyone.
Nah, your time up. So
No.
Yeah, your time is up.
Your time up.
Okay.
It's yellow
Time
time.
is up.
Fair enough. Yeah, I want to hear from Candidate
Send it
Yellow.
to Mr. Yep.
Candidate Yellow. The Mr. Yep program is it a nope for zombies? What are your plans for the zombie apocalypse? How would you prevent the spread? No puffing if you're a zombie, no puffing and passing. How would you prevent the spread?
Well, in the unfortunate event that we do have a zombie breakout, I have sourced one Dr. Jane Mitchell, who has discovered a potential cure for the zombie virus using an unexpected source, marijuana.
Oh Lord! Oh Jesus Christ!
This compound is named this compound is named Z Green. So essentially, it's a strain that can be burned outside, that is sustainable to burn within any conditions: rain, sleet, hail, or snow.
Okay.
As long as it's burned within time for it to develop the smoke and possibly have a chance to get away, we can try to reverse the effects of the zombie turn. Now, we do not recommend you smoke this strain directly, or you will turn into a zombie.
The cure is worse than the illness.
Seriously, you're not gonna get over this.
No, you can't like roll it up. Like you have to burn it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know what I'm saying, you don't like roll it up, light it, and smoke it. As long as you don't
burn Z Green, but don't smoke
like
Z Green.
Sage. It's like sage, like burning sage. You gotta wave it in the air.
Okay. Yeah. You gotta burn it and get away from it. You know what I'm saying? You can't inhale it. You know what I'm saying? But it's Z Green is weed. Yeah, Z Green is weed based.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're in the process of developing suits that prevent the inhaling of Z Green with an artificial oxygen that is Z Green proof, that is also based from marijuana.
The air and Z Green.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, chemical
Everybody's
420.
gonna be high as fuck through the zombie apocalypse.
Everybody gonna be high.
Yeah, chemical 420.
Man, listen. Everybody, we have a poll up, so everybody gets to vote for whoever they think would be the best president. You can hold off or change your vote over the next course of several minutes. We'll let everybody get their final thoughts in, explain their platform in a little bit more detail, but everybody's going to get ample time to address whatever they want to address that may not have been covered in the questionnaires and the town hall questions. So I want to thank all of the candidates for their participation today. You've all given wonderful answers, and I appreciate everybody's participation. Bree has dropped out of the race and re-entered. The World Class has entered the race, and I believe Mandrell endorsed another candidate, which is strange. Or was the World Class that endorsed another candidate? Yeah, the World Class endorsed another candidate even while he's running. So it's been a very interesting town hall today, full of twists and turns. So we are going to get started. The World Class, if you would just give us 4 minutes, sir, just give your closing thoughts on whatever you feel the people need to hear from you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, gang. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. And nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just one big brown American winning machine. This was an easy win for me. I appreciated it. You guys are lucky to have me. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm definitely done. Yeah.
Doesn't even want the 4 minutes. He said
Wow.
he pisses excellence, guys. He's not going to waste 4 minutes of your time because he knows he won already. So
That's
listen,
a
that's
fact.
great.
And we know I won because I'm not light skinned. And that's it. Oh, bam.
Towns Morris, hello. Thank you for coming in. We are wrapping up our presidential candidates town hall here. You just heard from the world class stating very simply and concisely he is the world class and he doesn't feel like he needs to pander to get votes. He believes you all are smart enough to know that he's the candidate of choice. But we are going to move on to the man of military metal, Mandrell, who's going to tell everybody except fat people what he plans to do and his 4 minutes are dead.
No, exactly. You're fat. I mean, listen, if you're fat, you did it to yourself. Listen, I can't stop you from killing yourself with food no more than I can stop you from killing yourself with a gun or a handful of pills or anything like that. That's you. But no one should have to pay for that, for your poor decision making on what to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to force people to. Tax dollars ain't going to piss poor behavior. It's not. And women and people who abuse children, minimum life sentence, period. If not execution, just depends on how bad you did it. Okay.
What?
Yeah. People who abuse children, minimum life sentence instantly, automatically. Life sentence.
Okay.
That's the lowest.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I signed that bill.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the minimum. Automatic. Life sentence, if not death. Okay, because children are sacred. Our boys don't know how to be men anymore. Our girls don't know how to be women. They're not learning because no one's teaching. And that's a part of what these community centers, and we're going to call it something different because that has a negative connotation these days because people are stupid. Okay. But they're going to get lessons in that etiquette and defend themselves, financial literacy, things like that, civics. So they know what to vote for, who to vote for. They know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican, which is nothing. But, all that. And, Yellow's got some good ideas with the weed stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We'll use proceeds from that to fund this venture. Okay. And then we're going to put rules. The rules will make the playing field even. Okay. I'm not distributing anything evenly. People who are going to win are going to win. Some of us going to make it. Some of us ain't. Okay. But the people who put the work in are going to win because they're on the playing board and they're playing the game. And you are not. And you don't get to fucking complain if you ain't even in the game. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in the game, shut up. Same thing with these women. Guys, you want to complain about women? Why do I have to cut my hair and look like this? Well, motherfucker, that's what women like. You want to attract a woman, then do it women and look like something that a woman will be attracted to. Pissing them on. This is why I haven't been in this conversation. I'm sick and tired of hearing the same bullshit from these weak ass dudes out here. Ain't worth 2 fucking cents. There's less than a handful of you niggas I would actually approve of my sister dating. Less than a handful on this whole YouTube thing. Okay? No, none of you are qualified. You niggas stupid. You stink and you're dumb and you don't need to be here. Just go in your hole and die. Don't get a platform on YouTube. I don't want to see you. Women, you're the same thing. There's this one dizzy bitch taking shots at Aaron Tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like for no fucking reason. Okay, you disagree with that point of view. Fine. Why you got to come out and badmouth them? I don't like that shit. Instead of having the conversation with them, she goes on other platforms and talks shit. That weak shit. And I hope she sees it too. Miss Oshun. Yes, I'm calling you by name because I want to make sure you know I'm talking about you.
Lord.
You can get fucked too. So,
boy, you be loving starting stuff.
I ain't starting nothing, just telling the truth. She can come at me all she wants to. I ain't
How you going at a woman? How you gonna go at a woman?
Oh, no. Look, my punishment and my shit is for everybody.
At a woman.
Everybody. Now, she had that coming. That was coward shit. And she's been doing it. That ain't the first time she done it. I was trying to be nice to her at first, but I'm like, no. Y'all done too much dumb shit. I can only stand so much. All right. I can only stand so much of this stupid shit. Y'all need to be told the truth. You're too fucking soft. You're weak, and some of you gonna hate life, and some of you will prosper. But if you're fat, get a gym membership, eat a reasonable diet, and live a better life. Put some effort into it, people. All I'm saying.
He said, not a busy. Yeah, man, Joe be going in.
Ooh,
He be
that
going.
came out of the fucking nowhere.
Yeah, he be coming out. He be coming out. Yeah. Definitely. You know,
There's just no reason. She's taking shots at people, like nasty shots too.
it was something. It was
Yeah,
something.
nasty shots too. I'm like, they ain't done nothing. These people ain't done nothing to you.
But we're about to get our candidate, Yella.
Yeah.
Go ahead, World Class. What's
so
up?
the girl, that was an allergic reaction. The brick girl?
We don't know.
Yeah,
the brick lady, I don't. Yeah, the brick lady, I'm not sure.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, go ahead.
They said it was allergic.
He said allergic reaction. Allergic to bricks, I
They
guess.
said it. I don't know. I've never seen somebody get hit with a brick or a rock and they didn't bleed. Everywhere. Never seen that in my life.
I mean,
her teeth still in her head. That's what my sister said. Why is her teeth still in her head then? None of her teeth are broken. Nothing. I was like, yep, you catching on.
Yeah, but if you see her other videos, she's got other videos where she's basically making the exact same claim. So it's super sus. But we're gonna let Yella get his candidate speech, his last final push, because the polls are really pushing in the Mandrell. You really need to swing some votes here, sir.
So this is my last 4 minutes, and I appreciate the public for coming out to come hear every candidate's appeal to become your next president, right? And while I had high hopes, and you know, my campaign may go up in smoke, I'll take these last 3 minutes to not discuss policy, you know, not discuss, you know, who's better at what, who's got the better ideas. I just want to leave everybody with a handy lesson, a handy tool that might help you have a better chance to survive in America. We're going to learn how to roll a blunt in 3 minutes. Y'all ready? Here we go. So, you know, first, make sure you got some good shit. Make sure you ain't get, you know, fucked up about your mans in there. You know what I'm saying? Look and check, make sure you got what you got. You know what I'm saying? I got some Han Solo. I told you I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I like wild hemps. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, if everybody just sat back and did this, and I mean just really sit back and not just smoke weed, but sit the fuck down somewhere and chill the fuck out. Not try to be seen. Not try to be heard. Not trying to pretend to be something that they really not. But just sitting the fuck down and being them. Because see, that's when the times get crazy. And a lot of this shit really don't matter at the end of the day. Because it don't matter if I'm in charge, Mandrell, Bree, or World Class. Sometimes you just need to sit the fuck down somewhere and roll up. Get you some good shit. So look, when you put, you know what I'm saying, when you get all that shit mixed up, break that shit down, because I ain't gonna put nothing on bro channel. You know what I'm saying? You get you a nice little roll, get you a nice little firm grip. Make sure you got some of that top up there, you know what I'm saying? You know, make sure you fold it over a little bit. Roll it over. Make sure now, you know what I'm saying, like, depending on the paper you got, you can be a little aggressive with it. These hemps, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be a little gentle. You know what I'm saying? You can't be aggressive like every other time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take it easy. You know? Put a little twist on it, because you never know what you want to let them know your next move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, it's real shit. You know, watch roll the blunt, you know what I'm saying? So, when you get down, when you feeling out, man, sometimes rolling up could be the best move. Or sit the fuck down somewhere. I don't know. That's it.
I mean, sometimes you got to roll up on somebody. Absolutely. Sometimes you do need to roll up.
Okay, cool.
Or sit down. You're absolutely right. I like that advice. I didn't think I was gonna like work, but sometimes you do need to roll up.
See, yeah, see, right. See, it's interpretive. It's all
Yeah.
interpretive.
Sometimes
Right,
you need to
you know what I'm
roll
saying?
up. Hey. Or
It's
sit
all
down.
interpretive.
I got you. I'm with it.
And he got that Seagram's. Look at him. Now that's a Canadian Dry.
Hey man, ginger ale is God's Seagram, man. God's serum.
It is.
Yeah.
Seagram.
What?
Canada Dry
Okay.
is the best. Yeah.
Canada, what? Now listen, everybody, we are at our last candidates last few minutes before we close out. So we are going to give this one the intro that is due.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the incomparable mind of Kawaii Bree.
She gets an
Oh, that
intro
was
and
so
I
fun.
don't.
Yeah, I do. And it's my turn, so please be quiet. Anyway, so this was fun. This was great. I don't really have any advice because low key I'm in a femininity coma, so I'm really not trying to do nothing. So, you know, I'm not really trying to work or anything, so I don't want to win. So I hope Mandrill doesn't win, but I know y'all psychos in the chat are gonna vote for him. So, you know, I might be vice president to Yellow or World Class or something, but as long as I don't really have to work. But since Kamala seems to be doing fine, I mean, I think I'll swing it. Like, I could probably nap a lot and just stay home and then just like call in,
But wait,
show up
ain't
for interviews, do Venn diagrams.
first husband? Ain't first husband available? Never mind, go ahead. Go ahead, you just talking. Go ahead.
I can make Venn diagrams about
Yep.
like, you know, different stuff. So I mean, it's been fun to think about being a president, but I'm in a femininity coma for, you know, to indefinitely. So I'm not doing much of anything that requires me
Wow.
having control and power and all that. I've relinquished it. I'm in my bimbo era. I don't know anything. I don't know where your stuff is. So yeah, it's been great, but I don't know. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, everybody, that was unexpected.
This has been another moment of brilliance from no one other than Kawaii Bree.
I've never in my life heard someone run for the office of president only to say, I don't want to do any work when it was time for the vote, but it's always a
I
first.
just wanted to see if I could do it.
There's always a first. So if anybody voted for Bree, of course, since she does not want to take the office, you may want to vote for another candidate. Again, but it's your choice. You can vote for somebody who does not want to hold the office. It is your choice. So we are going to close and give the winner.
Boris
10,
Johnson said it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'm gonna vote for myself.
3. Go vote for yourself, and you win.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only person to vote for.
Man.
No,
So
I
listen,
voted.
by a landslide,
I'm the
Mandrill
only person
has
that voted for me.
won.
The chat is
Mandrill has
psychotic.
won.
Dun,
They
dun,
won. They won now.
dun, dun, dun,
He was
dun,
right.
dun, dun,
The
dun.
chat is psychotic. That
No.
tells us a lot about
America-
Rashad's audience.
America, I will serve you well. That's right. I will serve you. I will serve you. I will always look out for your best interest. The middle class will thrive and flourish
We definitely heard all this before.
because the way the economy
Yeah,
works
right.
right now, people say it's a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
it flows
familiar.
from the top and trickles down. No, what it actually is a cone, a funnel. All the money up top, nothing's
Okay.
trickling down.
Yeah,
Nothing.
go ahead.
But it's supposed to be an hourglass. Middle class, you have to feed that.
Shit,
And the middle class feeds the bottom.
it's the hands.
You know, because the big corporations, they can't handle the weight of the weight of the world or the weight of America on its shoulders. They can't. They've proven that they can't do it. They crush the
Can
middle
you be a
class
lava
and no one's got
lamp?
nothing. But thank you. But I'm going to put a stop to that. I'm going to educate our youth and raise a strong America. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that
Strong
was,
America.
ooh,
I
that
can
sounded
see the
very
lynch-
German.
I
Where
can see the lynch mobs now.
Listen,
I
where
can see
men
the
will
14
learn to
now.
Ain't got nothing on you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to raise an America where men, boys will learn to be men, fucking men, testosterone, meat eaters, yes,
Can't-
bulls,
Can't cuss in an inaugural speech.
pit bulls. I'm telling you, listen, And women are going to learn to be feminine and strong.
Oh no, not
Feminine and
feminine.
strong. Yes, feminine and strong. That's what the
concentration
girls going to learn to
camps.
do. No
This what
concentration
y'all
camp.
want? This what y'all want?
Yes, this is what they want. This is what we need. I am what you need. See,
The
Bree,
women
you
in
might be
striped
what people
pajamas.
want. No,
The women in striped pajamas. I see
no,
you.
not women in striped
Oh,
pajamas.
man.
But yes,
No pajamas then.
our economy will thrive. Our men and women will be strong. Okay,
Shit.
and none of this identity politics, cotton candy bullshit. I keep hearing all this soft shit out here.
You don't care what you
All
do?
this soft speak. See,
I
they,
like cotton candy.
they are a prime example of just how pathetically weak our society has become. And it sickens me. It honestly does sicken me. I meant every fucking word of what I said today. That's what I believe. That's what I think. I really do believe. If you want to know what I actually really think, that is what I really think. I lied not one time today.
We don't. Yeah, we know.
Some of you niggas don't need to be here. You don't. Some of you don't.
Strike the
Some of you niggas
channel
don't need to be
now.
here. Okay. Exactly.
Talk your shit, Führer.
Yes.
That's
So,
right.
so,
Now,
so
people
second
like
place.
Yella,
Hold on.
you can stay.
All right, hold on. So second place get vice president then, right?
That's right. Who's second? Yella?
Well, no,
That's not
actually, Yellow. I mean, Mandrell gets to choose his own running mate. He doesn't.
Yeah, second place get president. I mean, vice president, man. Come on.
Who's second place?
Well,
Hey,
Yellow's second place. That's why he's.
Hey, I don't mind that. And then,
All right, cool.
right. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, I'll bring Yella to be second. Look,
Because I give your ass 6 weeks.
that's right. Because Bree
I
would
give you
be
6 weeks and I'll be in control.
Bree would be my
I give you 6
Bree would
weeks
be
and I'll be in control.
my chief
No,
of
I'm
staff.
in the feminine. I'm in the femininity comment.
I get it, but you're gonna be you still my listen. You my chief of
You
staff.
can send me the check. You can send me
And
the check. I'm not coming.
world class would be my secretary of defense.
How you gonna have me on staff and you talking about women need to go back? We submit.
I didn't say women need to go
Not
back.
working.
I did not say
I'm
women need to go back. No,
I'm
you're gonna be my voice of
not
reason.
working. I'm feminine and I'm staying home. I'm not leaving. I'm taking midday nap.
That's
I'm
right.
not
I
doing
get yelling
any
our
of
Sean. They'll help me out with you.
Yeah.
No.
Because our
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take the job and sit back and wait. That's like I said.
You're gonna be out of here. Don't worry about our Sean. He ain't gonna be here too long.
If I'm
Then I get the
running the Department of Defense, I'm gonna have Bree she's gonna run the Air Force because she fly.
Oh, okay. Listen to
You
that.
see what I did there? You see what I did? I'm kind of
I see what you did there.
because of the okay.
Bree don't want the job. I mean, Arshawn gonna be in my cabinet too.
Yeah.
Chief advisor.
And Quantum, she definitely gonna be in CIA.
Oh yeah, director.
I know they opening up Alcatraz again. I know y'all opening it back up. It's cool.
Oh, we can open up a lot of shit.
Wear my passport. Yeah.
And listen, we gonna open up insane asylums and all kind of shit. Listen, I told you they want to marry dogs and all this stuff.
I'm finna go.
We gotta have
for the
we gotta
government
have-
come to my house.
Let's study this.
Hannah Dam, she gotta do all the speech. She gotta do all like the PR for.
No, she's the Secretary of Health.
No, oh yeah, what's that thing? Yeah, Candid and what's that thing? The Surgeon General.
Yeah, she's gonna be Surgeon General.
Yeah. Oh, Bree was serious about dipping.
Like, I don't want to be chief of staff. I don't want no job. I'm gonna sit here and be feminine. I'm out. That's right. Let's go. 2024.
But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I have fun with the little switch up, man. Definitely thank all y'all for coming up. Me and Yella, and I think Bree, she said she don't know about Wednesday. Come on, you're an adult. You should know if you're free on Wednesday. It's 2 days away. But Barcade Wednesday, I'll be in control, so it'll be silly like today. I like silly, I like a little goofy. So come on through y'all Wednesday. I know Bree and Yella should be in attendance. I'm not sure who the other two guests might be, but we'll get all that figured out. So see y'all on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I think I got something else scheduled on the 14th, but I'm not even sure when that is. But I will see y'all for sure Wednesday. And since we, had a presidential election, I think we should end on this note.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
I'm gonna do it.
And a mother and father are screaming, "You got it! You got it, darling. I'm so proud of my girl." Well, she couldn't do it. People were amazed. These gentlemen, everybody was amazed that I did it.